What's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So, Friday night, rivalry weekend. Heck yeah, let's go. It's going to be, we've already had some action today. We'll talk about that. Oh, man, I forgot to change my overlay. Let me do that real quick. But while people are filing, go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave this video a thumbs up if you enjoy the content. As always, let me know what you think in the chat. Let's talk. Let's discuss. So today, you know what? This is probably a good time to do a little shout out for my draft guide.
We love the NFL draft, and now my draft guide is available for purchase. It comes with over 500 player backgrounds and close to 300 player evals. It updates throughout the whole draft cycle. So when I add a new eval or I change my rankings, you're going to be the first to know. It's going to have all the pro day and combine numbers along with analytics. And it's a Google spreadsheet for right now. So you have to include your email with the purchase, but we will be switching over to a website at the end of the year. And if you get it now, it's going to be cheaper now than it will be later. It's a great way to support the channel. And as always, much appreciated, much obliged.
And there we go. New overlay. Love to see it. I'm going to say this. I think it was about a week or a couple of weeks ago when I put out some video looking at all the possibilities for the college football playoff. And I circled this as a Texas win. And I wish if Texas was getting more points, I think I would take Texas. I don't know if I'm ballsy. I'm probably not ballsy enough to play this game. Part of me would want to go Texas money line. But dude, Texas A&M, they have been tested in all shapes and forms, in all facets. So it's kind of hard to lean. I think personally, I wouldn't bet this game. I wouldn't bet Texas A&M, Texas. I think Arizona State, though, is going to beat Arizona. It's in Tempe. I got Arizona State on the money line. I think currently Arizona is a 1.5 favorite. And then looking ahead to tomorrow, I got to go with my Hurricanes to you. We're out here for style points. If they're not going to put us in this college football playoff discussion after we have a head-to-head win over Notre Dame, then we got to beat the pants off of Pittsburgh. We should be eyeing that 25, winning by 25 or more mark, because I think that's what Notre Dame won by. It was like 37-12 or something. But let's go ahead. We also have Indiana, Purdue. I would love to take Purdue plus 28.5, but I think Indiana will cover that. So personally, not touching it. But if you're gonna bet team, take the underdog, take the points. It's tempting. Georgia, they did not cover. They beat Georgia Tech 16-9. Hey, Georgia Tech, thank you for coming out and actually like showing some gumption, bro. Oh, Spartan, I'm not dealing with your mess today, buddy. I'm not dealing with it. All right. So I'm going to give you a warning right now. All right. But, dude, Georgia Tech coming out, showing some gumption. I like that. I like that a lot. But Georgia ultimately felt like Georgia was spinning their wheels. They never put their foot on the gas. Even after that like first touchdown, it was like, okay, here we go. Maybe Georgia's going to get cooking and get started. No, nothing really ever came of it. Nothing really happened. They survived, and I don't think that's the right word, because they were in full control of this game throughout the duration of this game. I don't know, but I don't think we're going to see Georgia. Yeah. It sounds like Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate are trending towards playing. That game's going to be interesting. Anything could happen. I would lean. I feel like we'll look at tomorrow's games in a second, but yeah, we'll see. All right. We got Ole Miss. They basically ran through Mississippi State. Ole Miss -6.5 was just a great take today. I don't remember what Utah was, but they end up beating Kansas 10-2. I think they're an easy team. I think it's pretty easy to look at Utah at 10-2 and look at maybe a collection of other 10-2 teams and be like, yeah, no, you're the first team out. Sorry. So I think Utah's probably on the outside looking in. Iowa, they manhandled Nebraska. Golly. Didn't think we were going to see offense in this game. And stinking Emmett Johnson comes out with 217 yards rushing. Still didn't mean anything. Iowa wins. A couple of MAC games. Hey, San Diego State, New Mexico State, they go into overtime. Oh, doesn't this complicate things in the Mountain West? I'm going to have to go look at that. North Texas, they're well on their way to the American Championship game. And now they just sit and wait for Tulane. I don't recall who Tulane has to still play. Let's just do a quick Control F, Tulane. Oh, yeah, they got Charlotte. They're 30.5-point favorites. Okay. Okay. What is Ohio State currently? They're a favorite. How big of a favorite? Let's look at those tomorrow games. Still 9.5. I'm willing to do that, but golly, betting against Michigan's not always good for your health, especially in this game. Man, part of me just wants to stay away from it. If you're a Michigan fan, you could probably go Michigan money line. No, just take Michigan plus 10.5. Man, Michigan's missing some pieces. Ohio State, they're healthy. I don't know. I probably won't bet it, but if you're going to ask me to lean one way or the other, I'd take Ohio State -9.5. I'm not touching Texas Tech, West Virginia, 23.5-point spread. I'm taking Miami all day, -6.5. Must win. And it's not just a must win, but it's a must win and look good. Ooh, Louisville -2.5 over Kentucky. Two teams that have looked really bad the last couple of weeks. I don't think I would play this game. I would probably take South Carolina -2.5 in this game. I mean, Clemson's been better as of late, but I don't know. It kind of depends. South Carolina, now bowl ineligible. This is kind of your Super Bowl. Clemson, they're going to be playing in a lesser bowl game. Let's see. Any one particular game that catches my eye that I would want to play? I don't think there is. I have enjoyed playing Missouri State this year. -2.5 though. I've typically been playing them as the underdog. Oh, look at that. We got kickoff coming up. The band is leaving the field. I really like Oregon -9.5. I really like them to cover. I looked at this game for LSU Oklahoma and I was like, I don't know if I would take Oklahoma 2 scores. So maybe let's look at the under. Dude, 36.5. That's so low. It almost tempts me to take the over. I don't think I'm touching it. For Vandy, Tennessee, I just want to see Vandy 10-2, potentially in the playoff. Outside of that, I don't have a lean in that game. I like Missouri. I'd probably bet them down to -2.5. Let's see. Ooh, Duke. 1-point favorite against Wake. Man, Cincinnati is kind of collapsing late here in the year. Kenshaw's only a 1-point favorite over Liberty. Oh, that's kind of tempting. Yeah, because Kenshaw State's good squad this year. I'd probably take that. Coastal Carolina usually has been a covering machine when they're underdogs. I don't know about this one against James Madison. Let's see. Oregon State already has a victory over Washington State this year, by the way. Yeah, I'm not touching that. Alabama, dude. I know it's Jordan Hare, but dude, I think Alabama covers. I think they win by more than a touchdown. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think there's much else particularly that I like. All right, let's go back up here. We got this game about to kick off. Let's get the game cast up, and then I'll get back to your chat. No, Miami probably. Yeah, no, Miami has a better chance of making the college football playoff than they do the ACC championship game. Can you please break down the different playoff scenarios? No, I'll probably do a late. I might Saturday night do a late night. Oh, this is what I think. Might do a stream where put together what I think the college football or at least college football committee is gonna rank teams where they're gonna have them, because that's a big indicator of if BYU is still at 11, then okay, you're cooked. You're cooked. You're not gonna go into the college football playoff, because remember, conference championship games, teams are not going to be penalized for playing an extra game. Remember that. That's at least what the college football committee has said. If you're in the YouTube, hit the thumbs up. If you're in X, hit a heart. Share it while you're at it. We got this game about to kick off, as Texas will get the ball first. People are like, oh, this Texas team has been hot. Dude, a couple of weeks ago, they got smashed by Georgia. They looked good against Kentucky, though. It's important. Arch Bannon has looked better. We'll see how they do in this first drive. This A&M defensive line has been getting after it all year. Shoot, man, both teams have really good pass rush. So seeing how both these offensive lines hold up, I kind of think A&M's offensive line is a little bit better. All right, looks like we got some trickery going on, because it was supposed to be a double pass. Almost was trouble. Yeah, because you had Wingo. That was, definitely the intention was a double pass. A&M did a good job of breaking that sucker up. So we're going to have 2nd and 10. All right, 2nd and 10 from the 25. It's a handoff to Wisner, who they wrap up, maybe gets 2 yards. Going to set up a 3rd and 8. 3rd and long for Texas right off the bat. There we go. All right, they're showing blitz. They got 5 guys stacked on the line with the slot hovering, and they do bring 5. Ooh, nice catch there. That's Mosley getting the first down. Arch throws it up there. Mosley just goes up in strong hands, rips it down. I like it. All right, Arch. Oh, just out of the reach of DeAndre Moore. Honestly, should have looked like a catchable ball, though. It was just a little a ways from the frame. All right, Arch dropping back, and it's a little bubble screen to Wingo that might have lost the yard. It's going to set up 3rd and 11. All right, Arch dropping back. Here comes the pressure. He has to get it out quick. Oh, almost gets it to DeAndre Moore. I would argue that was a catchable ball. Good throw, but ends up falling incomplete. We're going to get a punt here. Tomorrow. Yeah, I am. I'll probably watch it late because I think I might do a late stream to talk about the college football committee, what their rankings might look like, what that means headed into conference championship week, which will be here all freaking day. Yeah, I used to stream NFL games like 2 years ago. All right, 1st and 10. A&M will be at the their own 7. You got Reed and shotgun. And no fake handoff here. Looking to run. Reed can't get away. Picks up maybe a yard or 2. Oh, here. I do wanna pull up stand-ins. We'll take a look at that when we get a sack. All right, 2nd and 8 from the 9. Their own 9. And fake the handoff. They get it out quick to Cravers, who's going to pick up the 1st down. He's got that speed out around their own 19. Very nice. Very good blocking too. Cravers he's got that twitch, man. Might not have great size, but better be fast as hell. And fun fact, he is fast as hell. Okay, 1st and 10. Are we going to get our first run tonight? Or are they going to continue to? No, they're going to keep coming out here passing. Goes over the middle. That's to Concepcion. It's going to pick up about 6 yards. Send it up 2nd and 4 for the Aggies. They are now at their own 25. All right, 2nd and 4. Read option. So, okay, this is our first. Oh, my gosh, what a hit. McDonald with the nasty tackle. Tackle with authority. So, technically, the first designed run play of the game for A&M. Goes for nothing. It's going to be 3rd and 4. You got trips down low. Believe that's Concepcion up top, maybe. And tries to get it to Cravers. I think it was tipped at the line. Ends up being behind him. Incomplete. Oh, nope. He just missed him, threw it behind him. Up and behind. And we're going to get a punt. Defenses coming out. Looking good for both squads. I don't recall what the over-under was for this game, but I can look it up. Texas A&M v. Texas over-under. 53.5. Okay. That's probably going to be in the ballpark. Maybe I don't know, with how A&M could just like go off offensively. I'd probably stay clear from that. Just because part of me says it could be an under, but I don't know if I want to test that. I don't know if I want to chase the dragon, so to speak. All right, we could check out some rankings here real quick. I don't know what the tiebreaker is, but apparently Tulane or North Texas has the tiebreaker over Navy. Yeah, again, I don't know what that tiebreaker would be. But what I really wanted to look at was the Mountain West, strangely enough. Because, I mean, I think Boise right now is on top. Yeah, it looks like they're going to be able to hold on. Question is, does Boise... So San Diego State should have the tiebreaker over Boise. My question is UNLV. Okay, so they have losses to Boise. Okay, so Boise should be in regardless. I say regardless. They need to win, but it looks like they're about to win this ball game. So it's going to be a rematch. Not a rematch. It's going to be Boise taking on New Mexico in the Mountain West Championship game. All right, I want to take a quick look on any parlays that I got going on right now. Huh. Why would I have done that? Interesting. I do want to check this one last time. Play action. Oh, nice pass breakup. Trying to get it to Livingstone. That's Des Ricks with the pass breakup. It's going to be 2nd and 10 from their own 36. All right, 2nd and 10. We are going to get a run here from Wisner. Not a lot of room. Maybe gets a yard, maybe 2. It's going to set up 3rd and 8 for the Longhorns. Again, if you're in the YouTube, please hit that thumbs up. Always much appreciated, much obliged. York's already got 3 tackles tonight. Golly, you go get it, bro. All right, you got trips up top. They're bunched. They're bundled up. Arch dropping back to throw. They're only bringing 3 and a spy. Tries to get it to Wingo. There was some contact down the field there with Wingo. Felt like Lee was maybe holding Wingo's arm. Yeah, let's get. Oh, yeah. He was yeah. I mean, to be fair, it looks like Wingo is also, yeah, Wingo's also holding. Yeah, Wingo's also grabbing the pads of Lee. So I think that was a good no call. Both are fighting. You think that games are rigged? I don't think they're rigged in college football. I think maybe you can make a case in the NFL, but I don't know. I don't have an inkling one way or the other. Because A&M's going to get the ball at their own 15. They gained about 20 yards on their first drive. Let's see if they could move the ball a little bit better on drive number 2. All right, let's hit the refresh button. As Utah does have the ball. Matter of fact, I might pull that game up real quick and watch the ending of it. Because if Boise State loses, then they're out of the Mountain West Conference Championship. There we go. So there's 18 seconds left. Utah State is at their own 20. No timeouts. The empty backfield. They got to cover a lot of yards to get in field goal range. Oh, he didn't get the first down, so the clock is rolling. They're at 10, 9, 8. Spike this sucker. Spike it. Gee. Oh, no, they're going to try to run a play. And that's it. That's it. That's rough. That's game. Caught the ball, got down to about the 29, but time expired. That's it. I don't follow basketball, so I don't know if the Pistons are legit or not. I don't really care. Oh, they're trying to. I'm pretty sure the clock ran out. I mean, they're reviewing it, but the clock was out. Clock was, yeah. That play went well over like 2 seconds after the clock. After the clock ran out. That's game. That's the end of regulation. Boise State, they're heading to the Mountain West Championship game to take on the Lobos. Yeah, you don't need to watch that long. Game's over. All right, we're back from commercial break. Bingo! What's up, buddy? Ref's already against the horns, man. Hey. Wingo was holding the pads down downfield too. Oh, Bango, I gotta hit you up. See when you're ready for a mock. We're about to get into collab season soon enough. Yeah, I don't know why. I guess that's just what receivers do downfield. Able to give that stiff arm, create that separation. Hey, how was your Thanksgiving, buddy? How about that? I know I was saying about a week ago I would have taken Texas money line on this game. But golly, dude, A&M, man. They've just won in so many different ways. Lee grabbed first. Yeah. Lee definitely grabbed first. All right, Reed's dropping back. He's looking. He's got time. He's dumping it to the running back's feet. Incomplete, bro. Horns need to execute better on offense. To be fair, I would say both offenses right now are kind of sputtering to start the game. My Thanksgiving was pretty good too. No turkey bowl this year. Made me a little sad. Now I gotta wait till Memorial Day to play a little foosball is what it is. All right, 3rd and 5. Dropping back. Here comes pressure. Gets it out. Ooh, almost a nice catch. Was that yeah, that's Bethel Roman. Right off the hands is what it is. But yeah, Thanksgiving dinner was real nice. I wrapped up the night by putting out Christmas decorations on the front yard, completing my nice little setup, got the lights out, everything looking good. Hey, inside Christmas decorations were already a thing. I had the tree up. Actually, I had the tree up before Halloween. We did a Halloween tree. And then, ooh, I thought they were about to block that sucker. There's some space to return this. Gets out across their 40, their 45, so it's going to be close to the 47. There is a flag down. I am one of the early birds. If I had it my way, Christmas would never end. Christmas would be every day. But we did a Halloween tree, so the kids got to decorate a Halloween tree. And then after Halloween, we did like a harvest tree or like a Thanksgiving Day tree. So we put out like some fall decorations on the tree. Bruh. Oh, block in the back, so it's coming back a little bit. But yeah, before Thanksgiving even got here, like a couple of days before, we were like, screw it. Let's get the Christmas decorations out on the tree. But I did not outwardly express my joy for Christmas, or at least didn't put up my outside decorations until Thanksgiving Day. So just saying. But dude, hot cocoa season's here, bro. All right, here comes Texas. They're at their own 26. Fake the toss, going over the middle. I believe that's Endry's the tight end for a first. So now they're down to their own 38. Yo, I gotta show y'all the sweater I got. I got it from Pate State. If you're unfamiliar with Josh Pate, does wonderful college football analysis. I love his podcasts. Pistol handoff going for a loss, dude. A&M got so much disruption early. It's going to be 2nd and 12 after the 2-yard loss. All right. We're going to get another handoff here to Wisner. Goes for about 3. So it's going to set up 3rd and 9 for the Longhorns. Yo, look at this sucker. Merry Christmas, you filthy casual. I love it. I love it. Oh, I love it, dude. I can't wait to wear that sucker. All right, 3rd and 9. Arch is dropping back. They're bringing 5 with the spy. Going downfield. Good coverage. A lot of contact. Ricks did get his head around. There was a lot of contact, but I don't know if you're calling that. Yeah, I feel like that probably should have been a call. Yeah, hand wrapped around. Yeah, probably should have been called there. All right, we're going to get a bounce and a return. Concepcion is going to get it to about the 13. Not sure who you want to win this one, Brandon. Oh, dude. I could go either way with this. Yeah, that was definitely a bad no call. But hey, I'm not gonna lie. I'd rather the refs hold on to the flags. I don't want to see flags. The SEC has been very. They've been handing out a lot of flags. The SEC officials, it's been flags galore. So I like that they're kind of letting the players play. That one probably should have been called though. Will Texas make the playoffs if they win, or are they out of the? No, I don't think they're out of the running. I mean, we could take a quick look. Let's actually go to the college football playoffs rankings. So Ohio State, Indiana, with wins. I mean, I think even if Ohio State loses, they're in. Let's just kind of let's cross some of this off. Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, they're in. Georgia's in. They won today. Texas Tech is. I don't see them losing the Big 12 championship game, so let's just go ahead, throw them in. Like let's look at what the toughest path would be. Oregon probably beats Washington. I mean, never say never, but Washington hasn't been like wonderful the last few weeks. What, they have like a game where they pounded Purdue. Good for them. Ole Miss is in. Oklahoma wraps up with LSU. So that game can be a toss-up. That's not fair. It's not a toss-up, but if LSU were to win that game, it would not shock me. This is where things get interesting, I think. I think it's kind of safe to assume Oklahoma wins. Notre Dame 10-2. Miami probably going to be 10-2. Are you going to really keep Notre Dame or Miami below Notre Dame? Like, if anything, and Bama, if they go on to win, because okay, if they lose to Auburn, they're out. They're out. Enough said. But if they win, they go to the SEC championship game, they lose. I don't think you're gonna keep Alabama out of the college football playoff if they are already in. So there's like kind of this conflict here right now with Miami. You have them here at 12. Alabama wins, they beat Auburn, they lose the SEC championship game. You're not going to say, well, oh man, well, Miami, they beat Notre Dame, so they need to be in. Like, the team you would be putting below is Notre Dame, right? You already have them over, but you already have them over Alabama. What will change since then? There's just this logjam. A path for Texas is a BYU. Like, BYU is in such a weird spot. I feel like the committee is going to keep them here at 11 just to keep them out. We're going to see either an ACC champion and the Group of 5 champion, or the American champion, or I think there might be a world, though I kind of sense that the college football committee has put their foot down. They're trying to cover their butt. I think the only way we get 2 Group of 5 champions in is if it's Duke, and that is very unlikely. I think there's a good shot SMU ends up winning it. And with having Tulane being your first Group of 5 team behind SMU, I think the college football committee is like, no, we're going to have an ACC champion. So you got 2 spots here. So it matters who the top 10 is. Texas's way in is Michigan State losing, Vandy losing. Utah being 10-2 complicates things, but I really feel like the college football. They get it to Concepcion, who gets out, breaks a tackle, gets out across the 30, maybe around the 35. Where do they have him down at? Officially the 34. I can see a world where the college football committee says, well, Texas has the best win against A&M. That's enough for us to put 3-loss Texas ahead of 2-loss Utah. The question is how do they get a? I think they probably go above Miami too. I'm not even gonna lie. I think the college football committee would definitely do that. I don't think it's enough to cover 2 losses though here from BYU. BYU 1 loss. I don't think there's any win that would that would make the college football committee take a 3-loss team and jump them ahead of a 1-loss team, at least when it comes to the Power 4. I think as Alabama, I guess, kind of need Alabama to lose. There's no way Notre Dame loses to Stanford. I guess Oklahoma loss would be money since you got the head-to-head win. Like, oh, dude. The college football playoff right now is a complete mess. I'm here for the chaos. Nice run by Marcel Reed. Picks up about 20. Now they're out across midfield. First time we've seen an offense go across midfield. Yeah. Texas needs a lot to happen. They need Auburn to win over Alabama. They need LSU to beat Oklahoma. I mean, if Pittsburgh beats Miami, that's kind of huge. That's kind of clutch. I mean, who does BYU finish the year with? Oh, Central Florida, and it's at home for BYU. Yeah, good luck. Oh, Marcel Reed running again. He's out at about the 40, 41-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 4. Slim chance for Texas, unfortunately. Yeah, it's very slim. I think probably the bigger conversation is with, like, who are these 10? What 10-2 team is not going to make it? I think Utah you could essentially eliminate. I think it's more so we're looking at Vandy and Miami. Oh, Malik Muhammad's down on the ground. Looks like it's his ankle. That sucks. Are 12 teams too big of a playoff? No, I think I'm kind of happy with 12. Oh, Steven, I agreed with Utah after what they did against Kansas State. It was a fun game to watch, I'll say that. But come on, you got to beat Kansas State by more than that. Like, the college football committee, they're going to be, I think this is what's going to happen. They're going to be staring down the barrel of, are we going to put 10-2 Notre Dame over 10-2 Miami despite the head-to-head? Especially if Miami doesn't win and win in style, then, oh, man, that's trouble. Vandy's almost in that Utah tier, unfortunately. Like, Tennessee, if they beat Tennessee, that's their best win this season. So I think essentially you could maybe eliminate Vandy. Michigan, they kind of have to win. If they win, they're in. Like, straight up. If they win, they're in the college football playoff. We'll see. Let's talk about that when it happens. Because there's already enough chaos going on. But yeah, it's going to be so freaking fascinating. Oh, Reed, he gets it to Cravers, who, golly, that was a nice snag by Cravers, and then he was whipped around. Oh, is this the first flag we're going to see? Are they going to call unnecessary roughness? Unsportsmanlike conduct? Who does Texas jump if they win? Everybody. If you beat Ohio State, that's the best win of any 2-loss school. What's your opinion on Arch? He's been looking much better. He's not coming out. But he has been throwing in rhythm. He's been throwing with anticipation. He's going to be a fun watch over the summer because you could almost take the first half of this season, crumple it up, throw it away because he's been that much better. He's been that much improved, I think. I think I'd probably, again, I haven't sat down, wrote full evals on these guys. I'm not going to till the summer, but I think Julian Sainz probably going to be QB1 for me. Depending on what I guess Dante Moore does. All right, we got a 1st and 10 at the 18. And oh, is that a false start? They're moving back. I'm an oddball. I pull for both Michigan and Michigan State. Hey, dude. That's fair. But no, Michigan, I think, jumps a ton of these 10-2 teams. I think you could argue that they jump to 8. I mean, I don't care what Oklahoma, Alabama, Notre Dame, Miami. I don't care what their losses or wins are. Michigan, you beat Ohio State. That's the best win in college football. Oh, tries to get to Craver, but there was pressure. It was underthrown. It's going to set up 2nd and 15. He hasn't quite had the same talent around him as Quinn Ewers. I mean, that's another thing. Yeah, the offensive line's been going through its growing pains all year. Drops have been huge. I mean, shoot, just in this game, you've had a couple of that should have been catches. Were they perfect throws? No, but DeAndre Moore should have caught those balls. And DeAndre Moore's coming off a really good game against Kentucky last week. All 3 receptions went for touchdowns. All right, fakes the handoff. Reed stepping up. He's going to scramble with it and he trips. So we're going to get oh, no, he's still down. No. No. It's non-contact too. I thought he stumbled. No. Oh no. Marcel Reed, he's down. Achilles. I mean, that's the first thing that comes to mind. Yeah. Achilles, that's the first thing to come to mind. Was there a pop? Oh no. Maybe he just rolled his ankle. That's kind of what I'm hoping. That's wild, dude. No. Damn. I'm hoping he just rolled his ankle. Even has Texas fan. That sucks. I wanted to beat them at their best. Yep. Okay, he's walking. That's good. Maybe he just rolled his ankle. He's hobbling. I'm hoping it's just, yeah, okay. I'm hoping he just rolled his ankle. Golly, dude. You want to talk about what, like Texas A&M, I think they've been one of the most fun teams to watch. No, A&M's not miss. Why would they miss the playoffs? They're a one-loss team. That happened in they did show replay, but not a close-up, so couldn't really tell if you saw that. Like, it's kind of around the calf, you see that pop. So you couldn't really tell. Florida State missed a 4-team playoff. A 4-team. And they shouldn't have. They shouldn't have. All right, so they're just going to run the ball here. They lose a yard. They're just going to send the field goal kicker out. And Ruben Owens comes up limping a little bit too. Now, yeah, Owens. I think Owens was a little banged up a couple of weeks ago too. Florida State missed a 4-team playoff. There, in no world does a one-loss A&M team who was vying for the SEC championship gets kicked out of the playoff because a quarterback goes down. Oh, it was tipped. It was blocked. Deflected. Wow. Huge. That was Ethan Burke that got tipped it. Nice. Yeah, Indiana's also like Indiana and A&M are the two teams I'm really pulling for. Yeah, Florida State being replaced by Alabama because Jordan Travis went down was one of, I think, the worst things we've seen in college football. And I'm a Miami Hurricanes fan saying this about Florida State. I'm just saying. I think, hey, there we go. Marcel Reed's running around. Oh, golly, you love to see it. And Texas, Trey Moore's down right now. Oh, gosh, everyone's getting hurt and beat up. So hoping to see Marcel Reed come back. He was moving around, running around. Love to see it. Great Reed is back. Yeah, I'm happy too. Anania, good luck with your Ducks tomorrow. I need them to cover 6.5. Broshmo, we projected to play the Canes first round. We coming. You should beat us. Misses the comeback route to Mosley. It's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Longhorns at their own 20. What up, Jeff? How was Bama more? Dude, Georgia killed Florida State. Did you see how many players didn't play that Florida State game? We're like, well, we're going to the NFL. Sorry. Bro, I don't care. How was Alabama more deserving? They lost. They took an L. Oh, Arch is running around. He's scrambling. Tries. Ooh, nice catch potentially. Oh, they're saying it hit the turf. I was close. Livingstone almost shoestringed that sucker. I don't care if Georgia had got. I don't care how Florida State did in the bowl game. Oh, okay. Okay, that ball firmly hit the ground. That's incomplete. 3rd and 10. I don't care how Florida State played in the bowl game. Resume matters. They were the ACC champions, and you gave it to a one-loss SEC team that didn't win their conference championship. Arch is running, and he's picking up the first down. I'm not, dude, Spartan, I'm not telling you that Florida State would have beat Bama. I'm saying Florida State deserved to be there. If you want to make this a freaking fashion show, then go ahead and do it. It's like, then don't play the games. The season doesn't matter. If you're just going to be like, well, I think this team could beat this team, so we're going to put them in the playoff. No. You're basically saying the resume doesn't matter. What they did, they went undefeated. They won the ACC. It's irrelevant. What did Alabama do? They lost. And dude, they didn't make the ACC or the SEC championship that year, right? Let me check. What was that? 2023, right? 2023 SEC championship game. Oh no, that was 20. Was that last year? Oh no, they did. Okay. So let's 2023 Alabama schedule. Let me make sure I got the right year here. Oh, that's right. Their one loss was the SEC championship game. Oh, no, they lost to Texas earlier that year. Okay. Yeah, okay. I was going to say, if they went undefeated, I was trying to remember, did they go undefeated and then lose in the SEC championship game? Then I think you can make an argument. But they lost earlier that year at home to Texas. My argument is Utah should stay ahead of Texas. Yeah, I would argue Utah deserves to stay ahead of Texas, unless Texas beats Texas A&M. That's different. Look at Utah's wins compared to Texas's. Again, resume matters. Is BYU going to be out if they remain at 11 after tomorrow's slate of games? If Texas wins today, I would say I would say the committee would put 3-loss Texas ahead of Utah because Utah doesn't have great wins. But BYU doesn't have. But BYU is a 1-loss team. That's the difference. BYU's 1 loss is to Texas Tech, who's probably going to be your Big 12 champion. And again, they're not going to penalize teams that participate in their conference championships. They're not going to penalize those teams. Vandy, I would love to see Vandy in the playoff. They have to beat Tennessee because that'd be their best win of the year. But then you can make that argument for like Bama, they beat Tennessee. Georgia, they beat Tennessee. So it's like all these other teams beat Tennessee. Oklahoma beat Tennessee. So that's not really going to be a win that will bump them up anyway. I don't think the committee's going to take a look. I think the committee would be willing to put a 3-loss Power 4 team ahead of a 2-loss Power 4 team. We're talking about multiple losses, loss difference. I don't see that happening. I just don't. I don't see Texas in any world jump in BYU if BYU ends the year with 1 loss. I think the president you're set in there is just too dangerous. Yes, if Texas wins, they'll jump Vandy. I don't think there's anything Vandy could do. They could beat Tennessee. I think Texas has the head-to-head. They have the best. They have the better win. I just don't. I just don't see it for Vandy, unfortunately. All right, Arch is running it again. Down at about the 45. They're on 45, by the way. Florida State didn't have any great wins that year. Florida State 2023 schedule. Oh, I made the argument at the time. Louisville was ranked 15. They beat them in the ACC championship game. They beat Florida. How was Florida that year? Probably a mess, right? They had to be. They beat Miami. Miami probably wasn't great. They beat Clemson, who ended the year ranked 22. So I think, how was Florida that year? They were 5-7. Okay, toss it. Wisner picking up the first down out across their own 40. No, the big difference, it's not, if Texas wins tonight, they should beat Utah. Florida State won the ACC. I don't see Texas winning the SEC. I don't see Utah winning the Big 12. You put a undefeated, what a play by the corner there. Who was that? Was that Lee? Will Lee? Nice pass breakup by Will Lee. You took a Coolsies. Thank you. You put a one-loss team who did not win their conference championship game, Weiser another big run, and put them ahead of an undefeated conference champion. Sorry, that's undefeated Power 4 conference champion. Sorry. That's not okay. You agree, I know. Oh, just out of the reach of his tight end. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Happy Turkey Day. Got some turkey grilled cheese sandwiches. Like Tulane being there as an at-large at the moment. 12 as an at-large. That sounds crazy with 2 losses. Well, I mean, they're good. The group of 5 guaranteed a spot. They're technically guaranteed. They could have as many spots as they want. But it depends on how, again, the college football ranks. Like if you had the Sun Belt champion and the American champion ranked ahead of the ACC champion, then the Sun Belt and the American would get those automatic bids. But yeah, at the end of the day, the top 10 is going to be what matters because the ACC champion's going to get in, probably not deserving. The American, again, group of 5, they're guaranteed a bid. Arch is drawing back. Here comes the pressure. Oh, it's knocked down. And that's Cersei knocking the ball down. It's going to be 4th and 6. Here comes the field goal unit. Yeah, happy late Thanksgiving. Gotcha. Good explanation. I'm just trying to make it make sense. Is there any major receivers going to the transfer portal? Arch needs some help. I don't know. I haven't really looked at the transfer portal. Maybe I'll do a video on the transfer portal once it becomes open. The whole Notre Dame thing makes every conference angry. Oh, 100%. Ooh, field goal sneaks right in. 3-point lead for the Longhorns. The automatic bid for the group of 5 will never go away as long as the FBS college football playoff is open to all teams. This is why I keep saying I would love to see a world where the group of 5 had their own national championship and the Power 4 had their own. Notre Dame should join a conference. Should Notre Dame join a conference? No, they got a great thing happening right now where they could schedule 3 hard games, apparently win only 2 of them, and they don't have to vie for a conference title. Looking forward to your drafts as always. Hey, dude, you can check it out right now, bro. I got them on there. Yeah, I spent the day today adding some FCS prospects to my draft guide. Well, I did that while I was watching the Egg Bowl and the Georgia game. I think group of 5 spot worked well last year because Boise was legit. But this year it's going to be embarrassing to watch them get steamrolled. I mean, I would hold the phone there. I think Tulane in North Texas, they might put up more of a fight than you think. Now, I still think they probably lose by multiple scores, but let's not act like these teams are dog water. Tulane has wins against Power 4 teams like Duke and Northwestern. You might scoff at that, but hey, those are still Power 4 wins. Now, I'm not saying the group of 5 are deserving. I'm not. I'm just saying, let's not act like they should be 30-point underdogs. Meshmaker was in your Algebra 2 class? That's wild. Who do you think New England should take in the first round? Dude, they're going to be picking at the back end of the first round. Take the best player on your board. I do think it'll be offensive or a defensive heavy draft just because they went heavy on offense last year. But he was the backup quarterback to Louisville's Deuce Adams. Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah, Tulane got hammered by Ole Miss, but Texas got hammered by Georgia. Outside of Ohio State, I don't think any team this year has had that like game for game, like, oh no, they were legit. They were in complete control. Like for the most part, every team not Ohio State has had that game where it's like, oh, that's not pretty. Dude, shoot, A&M, go watch them against Auburn. Shoot, watch the first half against South Carolina. All right, Marcel Reed is back in the game. He's dropping back. He gets it out to the tight end who's going to pick up the first down. He's going to be down at about the 36, 37. Feels like NIL has oh, dude, NIL has definitely. There's so much more parity in college football because these teams that normally would be backups on Alabama and Georgia, kind of waiting their turn, they can go elsewhere and start getting that starting experience right away. All right, we got a handoff here to Ruben Owens, who's going to pick up about 5. Oh, man, I should have got a napkin. I'll grab a napkin after I just crush this. I could see the Cal QB transferring. I mean, Cal's right now going through a head coaching search. By the way, a lot of contract extensions happening this week. Yeah, Missouri and Vandy retaining their head coaches. All right, we got another handoff here. Oh, Ruben Owens breaks another one. They're moving. Dude, Gunnar Stockton had such a dog water day. Yeah, we'll find out about Kiffin maybe tomorrow. Oh, Marcel Reed's going deep. Receivers tripped up, but there's a flag. It looks like we're going to get a PI. It was Mohammed and Concepcion. They both fell. I couldn't tell if it was incidental contact. I don't think Starkel will take an NFL job. Could he? Probably. All right, so it is pass interference. It's going to be automatic first down. They're now at the Texas 30. I think Kiffin ultimately ends up staying Sounds like Florida's now out, that they're going to just continue their head coaching search, not get dragged around by Lane. LSU's going to be tempting. It's going to be a tempting spot. Ultimately, I do think Lane Kiffin stays. I kind of hope he stays too. All right, Marcel Reed. He just runs for 10 yards. Let's go. All right, I'm going to go put it this way. I'll be back. As far as what coaches go where, golly, that's going to be so interesting. I feel like Tulane's coach, Summerall, he's coaching somewhere else next year. I think he's going to be he's going to be at like an Auburn or an LSU if Kiffin does stay. Do you think any college head coaches right now would be good NFL coaches? I think Marcus Freeman, Kirby Smart if he ever wanted to, but he doesn't. I think Matt Campbell, Iowa State's head coach, would probably be a good NFL coach, solid one at least. All right, 2nd and 9, handoff. That's to Morrow, who picks up about 3 to set up 3rd and 7. Florida dropped out. I guess. Oh, yeah. We were just talking about that. I said that. I see where you're going, Steven. Yeah, I think Summerall is either Auburn or LSU. That's where I think he'll end, which means Tulane will now be open. I really don't know where Florida's going to go. I really don't. Penn State, I have no idea. All right. Oh, false start. False start. It's going to set A&M back. It's going to be 3rd and 12 now. Hypothetically, if Mahomes were to magically appear on Tulane's roster, would they run the table and win it all? Probably not. In college football, it takes more than a quarterback. I mean, dude, look at Mahomes at Texas Tech when he played. All right, Steven, you have a good night, man. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving, and catch you on the flip side. Hey, we're back tomorrow for Ohio State, Michigan. So if you want to join us then. All right, they are bringing an extra blitzer. He gets it out to Bethel Roman. Now he's holding his ankle. Oh, he comes down awkwardly. Everyone's falling apart. No. He's holding his ankle. Maybe it's an high ankle sprain, at least considering where he's holding it. Dude, you want to just talk about the scares A&M is having right now. Like offensively. I mean, Reed, that was huge. Ruben Owens, he's kind of taken over as the main back there. I mean, he's still in the game, but I know he's been a little banged up the last few weeks. And now your third best pass target. So, oh, you got to work, Noah. That's okay, bud. Go get that cash money. All right, let's take a look what's going on. Late night Friday college football. As Indiana, they're up early, 7-3. Arizona State's going to kick off in about another 10 to 15 minutes. But yeah, the college football playoff committee has an impossible job ahead of them. Impossible job because I feel like there's going to be a lot of these 10-2 teams that it's just going to make it difficult. Because I mean, looking at it, let's just assume Oregon wins. Let's just assume we're talking Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Alabama, Miami, Utah, Vandy. Let's not even talk about if Michigan wins tomorrow. Let's just wait for that to happen. And because that opens up another can of worms. If every one of the top 10 teams wins, ranking should stay the same in theory. But I mean, dude, arguments that are going to be made, Alabama's going to get to go to the conference championship. They're going to get to go play for the SEC, even if they lose that game. Are you going to penalize Alabama for making it to the conference championship? No, they're in. Oklahoma beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa. They're in. So bam, those are 2 spots now gone. And you are staring down at only 1 spot because we got to make way for the ACC and the group of 5. You're staring down Notre Dame, Miami, Vandy. Do you just bite the bullet, say Vandy has put Vandy in there and say sorry Notre Dame, sorry Miami? Probably not, because you've had Notre Dame this high and they want Notre Dame in. It's just Miami has that head-to-head. Yeah, it looks like so for Bethel Roman, it looks like the leg was just awkward. The ankle coming down. I don't know if dislocation or anything, but might have missed out on. Hopefully, it's not like an Achilles or anything. Miami and Vander out for sure. But then if you don't include Miami, you're saying head-to-head doesn't matter. All right, field goal is good. We got a tied game. I'm just saying that 53.5 over or 53.5 under is looking mighty good right now. Like, I get the head-to-head only matters so much, right? It should be a part of the variable and not necessarily the end-all be-all. I agree with that. That was the first game of the season. They're very different teams at this point. But Miami, their best win ends up being Notre Dame. That's the problem. Notre Dame's best win ends up being what? USC? What argument do you have for Notre Dame to keep them ahead of Miami, unfortunately? Hopefully some ACC magic happens and Miami goes to the championship. That's the only way we could avert this potential oncoming crisis. That's the only way. What can I just call you Chris? I'm trying to look. I don't even. Krish? I'm going to call you Krish. All right, here comes the kickoff. Krish, got it. Yeah, that's just the whole problem with this. Notre Dame, what do they have on Miami? Well, they have prettier losses. Well, I mean, they were facing or they have prettier wins. And they have better losses. Well, I mean, I think if Notre Dame and Miami's wins were comparable, but they're not. They're going to have a like opponent in Pittsburgh. Oh, what's Miami's best win comes back to Notre Dame. The Florida State win was good at the time. Oh, Wingo ends up dropping it. It almost picked off. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like that Miami's best win being Notre Dame. And Notre Dame not having a better win than what Miami would in Notre Dame just complicates things. Like, I don't. I would say at this point, yes, Notre Dame's the better team. But if you go, say it like this should be an eye test thing. Show us your resume. That's why we play this season. Show us your resume. That's the problem that we're currently living in, unfortunately. These receivers piss me off. No. I think both teams are playoff caliber, so I don't really care between them. I hope it's just not BYU since they don't look good. Oh, nice dive and catch. Was that Andrews? Oh, there's a flag down. It was Andrews that made that catch. Nice. Yeah, BYU, I think that's the thing. Oh, it's okay. It's irrelevant. It's holding on Texas. It's coming back. BYU just doesn't have like their best wins like Utah. Cool. Which is kind of the funny thing is I don't think Notre Dame has a better win than Utah. I don't think that they don't have a better win than BYU because you look at that Utah ranked ahead of USC. That's a good win for BYU. It's madness. Here comes the rush. It's getting home. Arch gets it out. Ends up being incomplete, but there was a lot of A&M players around. So we're going to end up seeing a punt. USC is better than Utah. Not on the rankings. And what about USC really tells you that? I think they're comparable teams. But I don't think USC is that much better than Utah to where you could probably say USC and Utah wins are comparable. I believe, was it a home game for BYU? I mean, it was a rivalry game. Okay, it was technically a home game. Yeah. But the USC one was a home game as well. Ooh, makes two guys miss Concepcion. Oh, he's out across midfield. He's out across the 40. He's still up. What a return by Concepcion. Only slowed down because defender got a hand of the jersey. I don't know how Utah's 12. They have 0 good wins. Yeah, but they have the best losses in the Big 12. That's how. Cincinnati, like destroying Cincinnati, that looked good at the time. They smashed Arizona State, but I think that was Arizona State's first game, right? Without Sam Levitt. And I think, no, Jordan Tyson, no, I think Jordan Tyson didn't play this game. Arizona State's still a ranked team. If the MAC went undefeated, would they miss the playoff? No, because they would be the Group of 5 conference champion. I mean, oh, that looks like it might be illegal formation, but I don't see a flag. And Reed, he's running. He gets it out to the running back. Oh, knees down. Okay, they call it. I was like, oh, his knee is so down. But I thought they might call illegal formation. I thought they had multiple guys in motion. If only we could have had a healthy Tyson and Levitt all year. Yeah. Now you got Levitt in the transfer portal. Speaking of which, I do want to pull up the transfer portal, see who has entered thus far. College football transfer portal. Concepcion for my Steelers. Yeah, I could see it. Cravers getting in motion on the sweep. He gets knocked down, knocked on his fanny. It's going to be 3rd and 8 at the Texas 40. Oh, Boot Carter entered the transfer portal? I didn't know that. Shimmer me timbers. Dylan Edwards entered the transfer portal. No kidding, with stinking Joe Jackson there. That doesn't surprise me. Here comes the blitz. Reed steps up. He's going to be tackled around the waist, around the ankles, but he's right there in field goal range. Oh, Jared Richardson out of Penn. He is in the transfer portal. Okay, I thought he might come out. I'm going to have to move him to 2027. Do you think Raiola transfers, and if so, who? I heard that his brother decommitted, but I don't know why he would transfer. Unless he's getting paid a lot. Oh, they go for on fourth. He gets it to Cravers. Right there about the 32. That's a first down. The Bears. Yeah, Bears, good win today. Sarchman usually isn't accurate. I mean, believe me, there's way less accurate quarterbacks out there. But he does get he typically does get it in the vicinity. Could be more of an anticipation thing. I don't know. I'd have to go to the film to really give you a clear, good answer. Oh, really? I see a lot of tackles in the transfer portal. Handoff. Oh, my gosh. What a stop there. Ethan Burke. And 2-minute timeout. All right, I'm going to pop this up on the screen. Let's go by position. I'm curious to see any noteworthy players in the portal right now. I mean, we're going to get more names once the regular season wraps up. I did mention this Jared Richardson is a guy to watch out for. Yeah, I don't see really any notable names. Again, we'll get more once the regular season wraps up. A lot of rumors saying Raiola is being recruited to other teams. I could see that. Sam Levitt, technically not in the transfer portal, but it sounds like he might be on the way out. I got Rome in fantasy. Caleb turns into JJ McCarthy every time he targets Rome. 2 catches, 8 targets. Yeah. I mean, what? Probably the best receiving target in that offense, at least for fantasy, is what? Colson Loveland, right? Nebraska is cutting Raiola loose because he's listening to offers from other teams. Oh, interesting. So Indiana, they're up 21-3. Monunga. Hey, Swift had a really good game today, too. Swift had himself a game today, too. All right, we're still on a commercial break, so let me give a shout out to our friends over at Underdog Fantasy. If you download the app with your phone or even online and use promo code Broshmo when you sign up, They match that first deposit up to $1,000. Redos, they have promos each and every day, but let your first promo be promo code Broshmo when you sign up. They got weekly best ball or higher, lower on player stats. You can mix and match. If you got a player you think is going to pop off in the NBA, and then maybe a player that you think maybe won't do so hot in the NFL, you could pair those up for some nifty win-ins. But as always, play responsibly, play within your means. Gets it out to Craver, who's close to the first. It's going to be 3rd and 1. What about Cincinnati being in Baltimore yesterday? Well, Joe Burrow is back. And I honestly believe the only way they get to the playoffs is by winning the division. Currently 2 games behind. Come and go. There you go, buddy. It's 3rd and 1. Gonna get a handoff. Nope. Reed keeps it. Hits Concepcion on the slant for the first down. Now, is that going to be 1st and goal? Not 1st and goal. Excuse me. Wait, you just walked in? And now you want to leave? What the heck, coach? As a South Carolina fan, I hope Sellers transfers because this O-line and receivers ain't it. Dylan Stewart going to stay, though. Mendoza has 50 yards. There's no reason Jeremiah Love does not get the Heisman at this point. Well, I think it's kind of a quarterback-ish award. It's going the way of the MVP in the NFL. I mean, if you want to say Jeremiah Love, dude, I would make a case for Diego Pavia, who's been freaking amazing this year. Julian Love definitely deserves some hype too. I haven't used underdog since the first half of the season. I was on a bad streak. Hey, knowing when to quit is also key. Oh, gotta get these eye drops in. Woo, there we go. Woo, that's good stuff. Had a eye strain like a month ago. So I'm trying to take better care of my eyes. Chris, you're heading out. Have a good one, my friend. I have a feeling Jeremiah Love's going to have a nasty game tomorrow. Refs are cheating. Which refs? And for who? Porqué? Oh. All right. I am now curious to see what the stat line is for Fernando Mendoza. I mean, he doesn't even have to do a lot. Look at how they're running the football. Hey, Mendoza at least got a rushing touchdown. Good for him. All right, first and goal from the 9. We're going to get a handoff here. Diving forward is Owens, Ruben Owens. So wild. I always forget who number 4 is for A&M because I know like 22 or 23 is EJ Smith. And I think it's because Bussy's number 2, and sometimes he'll kick into the backfield. And what we haven't seen, was Le'Veon Moss like banged up or something? I don't know. What up, Nintendo Mike? Noah, what's your opinion on the QB class? Is what he asks. I mean, I think it's still fair to question: is there a guy worth a first overall pick? I think, and again, it depends. Dante Moore, is he coming back? Seems like it. But won't know for sure until he decides if he wants to or not. But I don't know. I think it's a bad year to need a quarterback because free agency is not going to offer you much of anything either. So it's a bad year to really need a quarterback. All right, Concepcion in motion, and he gets the handoff, makes a guy miss, cuts it upfield, touchdown, A&M. Bussy Wax at the Canes game only gave up 1 goal. Nice. Does Clemson beat South Carolina? They could. I would probably bet Clemson or bet South Carolina minus 2.5 though. Clemson still going to play a bowl game. South Carolina, this is the end. This is their Super Bowl. It looks like the ball crosses before he's down. Holden, dude, Holden's not. You could complain about Holden not being called almost every play for both squads. All right, later, Nintendo Mike. Free agency is not bad this year. I disagree. I think it's bad if you need a quarterback. There's a few good position groups. Running back. Linebacker's good. Safety's really good. Come on, Ghost. Boo, 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 boo. Yeah, I'm doing Ohio State, Michigan tomorrow. Won't be doing the Iron Bowl. Won't be doing Vandy, Tennessee. I might come back late that tomorrow night and kind of discuss what the college football committee rankings will look like going into the conference championship games. Yeah, I mean, like really the last game of consequence, like Notre Dame at Stanford, 8:30. Notre Dame should smash them. They're minus 31.5. So I imagine I could probably free of conscience talk what the college football rankings could look like because I highly doubt Stanford's going to pull an upset. I'll be on and off. Lots of snow tomorrow. Really? Whoa, ho, ho. It was 77 yesterday for my Thanksgiving. After it being a little chilly, I mean a little chilly. For last week, we get a hot hot Thanksgiving Day. How about those Bears, dude? The Bears 9-3. That's wild. All right, 2nd and 2. Manning dropping back. Here comes pressure. Steps up. He's going to run with it. Down at about the 43. It's cool where you're at. Nice. And we were getting nice nights that were like the high 50s, low 60s, little bit of a breeze. So it felt really nice, really good at night. And then yesterday, just hot as hell. How about the Canes? Dude, the Canes, my Hurricanes, need to beat the hell out of Pittsburgh because honestly, if we don't beat them by like 20 or more, I think the committee will be more than happy to put Notre Dame in the playoff over the Hurricanes. Next 3 weeks are going to be really interesting, dude, bro. Every week's interesting in football, especially college football, dude. Tuesday's going to be really intriguing to see who ranks where. And that'll probably give us absolutes. Like BYU, if they're outside the top 10, you're cooked. You're not going to the playoff unless you win the Big 12 championship game. If Notre Dame is still ahead of Miami, you're cooked. Notre Dame's going to the playoff. You're not. Arch, he's going to toss it to Wisner. Cuts it up, gets it to about the 42. That's the A&M 42. No, I'm talking about the Carolina Hurricanes. I don't watch hockey, so I couldn't tell you. All right, you're 2nd and 10. You got DeAndre Moore in motion. Oh, here comes pressure. Manning throws it at the ground. He did have a receiver in the area. It did not get back. Yeah, it did not get back to the line of scrimmage, but there was a receiver in the area. Woof. They won tonight and are the Pro Canes. I don't know what that means, Pro Canes. So 17 seconds left in the half. It's 3rd and 10. Oh, they're going to put 2 seconds, 19 seconds. So you kind of want to very least get to the 35 here. That's 7 yards. It won't get you the first down, but it'll make it a 52, 53-yard field goal. So that could be nice. And middle of the field's a little open if you got to. No. Oh, man, it is sacked. He tried to throw it as he was falling down. I mean, that could. Golly, he got rocked. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, I figured I figured after you said Carolina Hurricanes, you were just referring to the Canes. Oh no, he was down on his butt before that ball came out. Okay, so sack. Golly. Well, 12 seconds left. You might as well go for this. Or you just go to half. I think you probably just go to half. Oh, A&M called a timeout. Where's the O-line? Dude, A&M they got a nasty front. Is A&M legit? I feel like they haven't played anyone. What do you mean haven't played anyone? Dude, they might not have had the toughest of SEC schedules, but they beat Notre Dame early in the year. LSU is a good win. Was this before LSU started going to free fall? They smashed Missouri. I think A&M's a good squad. Look at how they're playing against Texas. And I don't want to hear, well, Texas got smashed by Georgia. And Georgia played a close game with Georgia Tech, who almost lost to Boston College. Teams have off weeks. Teams have on weeks. Can I get a go Canes from you? I mean, I'll be talking about the Miami Hurricanes. Do you, baby? Go Canes. All right, we are just gonna get a punt, and then almost doesn't go into the end zone. So A&M will be at their own 20. They have 2 timeouts, but 2 seconds left. I imagine they just take this to the half. Why would Miami be kept out of the college football playoff? Because the committee likes Notre Dame. And to be fair, Notre Dame, I would argue, is the better team right now. However, that's just guesswork, you know? That's where it's like, I don't necessarily like the eye test. Well, look at Notre Dame's playing better football. But Miami already proved a point by beating them in the season opener. Like, you have a head-to-head, which is supposed to take away all these what would you call it? All these intentions? No, that's not what I'm looking for. Conceptions? No. Assumptions. All these assumptions you have. Well, look at Notre Dame. They're playing better football. I assume they're better than Miami right now, which might be the case. But you never know. Any given Sunday, any given Saturday. You never know. Again, Georgia Tech just came out and only lost by 1 score to Georgia. Any given Sunday. That's why the season should matter. You look, oh, they played? Cool. Miami beat them. They won the head-to-head. College football is way better exciting than pro football for me as I get old. Oh, Jeff, I agree, dude. I love college football. Draft question. Ooh, how bad is the QB class next year? Well, again, we're looking ahead. You could always look at it and be like, oh, this class looks promising. And then when it arrives, you don't really know until the actual year plays out. A lot can change from then to now, you know? But as of right now, especially with potentially Dante Moore returning, the class looks like it could be good. Like here, let me pull up some of the guys I already have on my watch list for 2027. So we're going to be talking about Arch, Dylan Raiola, Julian Sayin, CJ Carr. He will become eligible, the Notre Dame QB. DJ Lagway, a dude with all the tools. If he takes a significant jump, then yeah, watch out. He's probably a top 10 pick. But he does need to take that jump. Dante Moore, if he returns. Lenore Sellers, if he returns. Technically, Ty Simpson and Fernando Mendoza can return. Jaden Mayava can return. Dude, John Mateer, Sam Levitt, Darian Mintz, Nico. Here, let me practice the pronunciation right now. Io Maliava. There we go. Nailed it. Next class looks like it could be pretty darn good. But it's assuming that they play well or they take significant leaps in their development. And that's always a big if. Indiana, Illinois QB. Who else is there? What? I don't get what that sentence is. Mendoza, I imagine he's coming out regardless. Dante Moore, I probably see returning just based on what Todd McShay's reported. Ty Simpson, just because of his age, I feel like comes out, but he hasn't been great the last couple of weeks. And he can return. Lenore Sellers, I totally think he's playing for Miami next year. So besides them, who else will be in the next draft in April? Well, that's the thing. It's hard to answer that. Like, as I just said, Mendoza, I think, is likely coming out. Dante Moore, to me, it's kind of 50-50. We'll see. Ty Simpson, depending on what if he gets told, hey, you're actually kind of being looked at day 2 right now, I think he returns. Lenore Sellers, I think, returns. So now we're really only talking about Mendoza and maybe Simpson. Garrett Nussmeier is still around, but he's been benched. Not really not his fault completely. I think USC's quarterback Maava is returning. So you got what? Let's say guys that I think have a high probability of coming out. So Mendoza, Ty Simpson, Garrett Nussmeier, Taylon Green from Arkansas, Sawyer Robertson from Baylor, Brendan Sorsby from Cincinnati, Carson Beck from Miami, Caleb Kludnick from Clemson. Actually, does he have another year of eligibility? No. He's a true senior. Ethan Kaliak Manis from Rutgers, Drew Aller, Penn State. Trinidad Chambliss apparently is looking if he could get another year of eligibility, so he might not be here. I still feel bad for Justin Fields. I mean, yeah, Altmaier's coming out. Again, I think Altmaier is basically Graham Mertz 2.0 as a prospect. I mean, I guess I feel bad for Fields, but at some point you got to show that you can be a starter in the NFL, and I don't really think he's done that. Illinois' quarterback is better than the Rutgers quarterback. I don't agree with that 100%. I think they're both day 3 targets based on head-to-head. You don't base draft prospects on head-to-head. What nonsense is that? Based on head-to-head? No one who does the draft or does any type of draft analysis uses head-to-head as a deciding factor. I know my guy beat him. You know what's the fun thing about football? It's a team sport. So they're saying the Lane Kiffin decision will happen tomorrow night. I would love it if they did something similar to LeBron, where it was like the decision. Lane Kiffin just comes out. I'm gonna take my talents to the bayou. Think Baltimore makes the playoffs? Man, they were on a run. And then they ran into the buzzsaw known as Joe Burrow. I lean that I only think if they win the division. I think we're only going to see one team out of the AFC North. I think the Ravens do have games left against the Steelers. Yeah, they got both their games. So next week's going to be huge for the Ravens. I think that probably decides if they're going to win the division or not. I mean, they have back-to-back. So after losing the Bengals, they face Pittsburgh and Baltimore, and then they go to Cincinnati. Baltimore's in must-win mode. They have to win both those games, in my opinion. Cincinnati, they're 2 games behind. I don't think they might have 1 game left against the Steelers. Oh no, they don't have 1 game left against the Steelers. Pardon me. But they have both. But they have Baltimore left. That and the Browns last week. They have a manageable schedule after the Bengals after they get past Buffalo. I mean, they end the year with Miami, Arizona, and Cleveland. But Baltimore, I think Baltimore, if they can't beat Pittsburgh next week, that their season could be done. Steelers, remainder of the way. Baltimore twice, Cleveland, Detroit, and then Miami. They got Buffalo this week, but we'll see. We'll see. Who do I think the Titans' new coach will be? Golly, that's a $1 million question. I can tell you who candidates I like potentially. So I like Todd Monken, Baltimore's OC, especially coming off a down year. Especially coming off a down year with Baltimore, I would love to see him get a coaching shot. Dude, I don't like Matt Nagy I don't like that. Mike McCarthy, I don't like that. Cliff Kingsbury is intriguing, but I'd rather not go down that road. Other options, I want them to go with an offensive-minded coach. So, like Clint Kubiak, I think could make sense. I mean, what they're doing in freaking Seattle's awesome. I'm kind of like, if you're a defensive-minded coach, I'm just sorry. You just drafted a quarterback. Get someone who could develop your quarterback. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Brian Daboll, I don't think is out of the cards. But then again, he also picked Jackson Dart over. Well, that's not true. Cam Ward went first overall. So who knows how he felt about Cam Ward. But Brian Daboll, this might sound crazy, but I wouldn't be opposed to Brian Daboll. That could sound crazy to some people. Ooh, Rams OC? I mean, to be fair, that is a Sean McVay offense, so. Get a LaFleur in there. I mean, dude, he's been with McVay for so long. Not necessarily just talking about his run with the Rams, but prior. War Games! WWE tomorrow. Love it. Do you see Dayball taking over for McDermott? No. Yeah, Joe Brady is also another option. That's a good shout out. I'm not gonna lie. If I'm LSU, I would be trying. Joe Brady would be my guy if we can't get Lane Kiffin. I would be crying out for Joe Brady. I don't know how that'll work with the NFL season though. I think Dayball goes back to Buffalo. I could see that. Joe Brady going elsewhere. I think, yeah, because Joe Brady, I would love to see Joe Brady as the head coach of LSU. War games will suck? Nah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. Dom versus Cena is going to be fun. The War Games matches always are entertaining. I think it's going to be a good time. Is the Brad Holmes mystique cracking? What? Oh, his draft picks. No, because Brad Holmes, I still think drafts really well. I don't think Detroit's problem right now is they have bad players, because that's not the case. Dude, I just don't want to see Mike McCarthy as he's such a middle of the road head coach. Was Joe Brady the OC with LSU when they had Burrow? I think he was he was like a passing game coordinator. I don't know. He might have been the OC. Can't remember the other names there. I feel like at the very least, I know he was the play caller. Yeah, no, his official title was passing game coordinator and wide receivers coach. Okay. I didn't think he was the coordinator. What is it? I think part of it for Detroit. Well, keep in mind they lost yesterday. Amon-Ra St. Brown early in that game. I think the play calling, like it's a little too run. I don't want to say it's run heavy, but it's become a little predictable. Part of that is also the defense is kind of wishy-washy. But to be fair, like their defense is so banged up. If you look at the back end, they're still missing Kirby Joseph. I'm pretty sure Taron has Taron Arnold been out still? Can't remember if he hit IR. I know DJ Reed did. Oh no, Reed was back. Nice. It's Taron Arnold that's out. Okay. No, Arnold played 17 snaps yesterday. So they're bringing him back slowly. Okay. Who's playing on the outside? Oh, probably a Meek Robertson. Yeah, Meek Robinson played majority on the outside yesterday. Think Salah deserves another chance. Oh, I love Salah as a DC though. But if you can't find a good OC, then I don't know. I'm very anti hire a defensive minded head coach if they don't really have a plan at OC. Is BYU going? Yeah, BYU is definitely getting left out. I honestly think it doesn't matter. Like their only, I think, pathway in is winning the Big 12 championship, which they're not. They're not going to. They probably aren't. Never say never, but they're probably not. I think the committee would sooner put in Miami than than one loss BYU. Talking about head coach, but who will be Tennessee's OC for Joe Brady? I honestly, with Brady being the head coach, I don't really care too much about whose OC will be. Mike McDaniel to San Fran. Nah, he's gonna be in Miami for another year, bro. Yeah, if they can do what New England did by hiring a defensive-minded coach with Vrabel, with an amazing OC like McDaniels. Yeah, that's the thing. There has to be some sort of plan in place there if you're going to bring in that guy. Like Salah, I don't think Salah has that guy. He didn't bring his guy to New York. How is ahead of Notre Dame ahead of Miami when Miami beat Notre Dame? Because Miami wasn't playing good football. They were losing later in the year, which, dude, straight up, the committee and the AP, people that vote on that, they kind of fly. They go by recency bias. If you're losing games later in the year, then eventually these teams that have these like spells where they're maybe not facing a lot of teams or they're just winning games, they just eventually like, whoop. I think every week you should just throw out your previous rankings, look at each team's resume, rank them accordingly. Who cares about how you ranked something last week? Look at what their current resume is, rank them like that. Oh, but then we'll have like a team that was unranked maybe jump into the top 15 or into the top 20. Who cares? Like, legitimately, I don't think Miami will have a shot if they don't beat Pittsburgh tomorrow by 20 or more points. Okay, Broshmo, how about Brady's DC? That would be interesting. That would be interesting. DC. Well, let's look at current, because typically they like to pull from the staff that they're currently a part, or maybe someone that they've worked with previously. So let's start with Buffalo. Look at some of the position coaches there. Like Jamil Ade, Al Holcomb. Ooh, I could see those guys. Ryan Nielsen. Oh, I think Nielsen needs another chance at DC. He kind of got a raw deal at Jacksonville and Atlanta. I would love to see Ryan Nielsen get another DC shot. I think he's a good DC. Yeah, Clint Kubiak would be interesting. Rank the top 5 NFL teams in order. Okay, give me a second. I got a feeling Ohio State rocks Michigan tomorrow. Many people have had that feeling. A lot of people had it last year. But I feel that way too. If you were going to ask me to bet on the game, I would take Ohio State minus 9.5. You think Mike McDaniel should leave Miami? No, he's not leaving unless he's fired. I prefer that to what your take on 16 teams over 12 would be. Wouldn't it be cool to give top 4 team home playoff games? Well, you can do that by just saying, hey, top 4, like the 4 teams that have a bye, they get a playoff game. They get a home playoff game. I don't want to add more teams. Add in more games and risk an injury, I am 100% against. I was worried about that with the 12-team playoff, and honestly, it's played out pretty well, but I don't want to add 4 more games to that. I mean, more college football is always good, but also I want these guys to stay healthy. Do you think the Jets fire their coach? Nope, I don't. It would be more games. Literally, you're adding 4 more games. Like the teams that get buys now would have an extra game. You are literally adding 4 more games. I'm against adding more games. That's my stance. I'm against adding more games. I don't want to add more games. Top 5 teams in the NFL. Rams would be my number 1. I love the Rams. Let's see. Let's take a look at the stand-ins just real quick, just so I have something to go off of. The Patriots will be in there. I'll probably have the Patriots ahead of the Broncos. I like what the Bears have been doing. I ain't putting the Bears in top 5. Oh, Reed, he's scrambling. Oh, man. They'd be so lucky if there's no hold in there. There's not. Okay. When a play goes that long, I'm always scared. Like when the quarterback holds on to the ball that long, running around the backfield, I'm so scared of a holding call. So I think I know I would have Rams, Broncos, Patriots. I want to be more sold on the Bears, but top 5, I don't know. Golly, if we ever got a healthy 49ers team, I would happily put them in there. I still believe in the Bills, but top 5? All right, 2-yard game. We're going to have a 3rd and 8. Let me switch over to the game cast real quick. Eagles, man, dude. I just can't. Eagles just aren't playing good football. Seahawks, I think I might put in there. Colts, man, I always question the Colts week in and week out. I just question and question and question. And now hearing Daniel Jones has like what, a fractured fibia, that just makes me really, really hesitant. And Reed gets it out, throws it away. There's no one around. Oh, you're saying he's outside the tackle box. I guess Packers I might squeeze in there. So I'd probably go Rams, Patriots, Broncos, Seahawks, Packers. I think that's where I would go. Tough question, though. No, I think the Chiefs still can make the playoffs. They're the Chiefs. Almost blocked. Oh, I think it may either got tipped or he just rushed it. They get a good bounce, though. It's going to be down at the 22. Golly, that was scary if you're the Aggies. Yeah, no, I would say Mike Vrabel's coach of the year. I see Ben Johnson. I see Mike Vrabel. I would go Vrabel. Oh yeah, Swerve's new theme. Yeah, I still like his old theme. I mean, they're both good themes. I think I just need to hear it more, watch them come out to it, and I'll come around to it. I'm always very hesitant with new themes, especially if I like the old themes a lot. All right, handoff. Oh, Wisner, he rips off one. He's past midfield, down past 40, down to the 30. What a run by Wingo. He goes for 48 yards. Oh, we might have a game. Yeah, dude, Swerve got a hell of a lot big. That's what happens. These guys get hurt, and all they have time for is to work out, get their physique up. Dude, Randy Orton, he gets bigger every time he gets hurt. He gets hurt, rests up, trains. I do worry about their cardio when they first come back, but who cares? Oh, Wingo looking for a flag, and I think he got it. Yeah, I saw that he was on the Chris Van Vliet show. I need to sit down and watch that. Oh, Chris Van Vliet does such good work. His interview with Maven was really fun. Oh, is that Regis down? No. He's limping, but he's jogging off. Okay, that looks good. So we're gonna have 1st and 10 at the A&M 18. Hey, got to get back to the Territorial Cup. I was hoping not to be disappointed, but not looking good so far. All right, buddy, you have a good one. All right, you got Wisner lined up. And they're going to hand it off to him, and he's going to get to the 20, so loses 2. It's going to be 2nd and 12. Happy Thanksgiving and Merry Christmas, my friend. Let's sack it in. Oh, second 11. They're saying down at the 19. Empty backfield. Arch dropping back, looking around, looking to scramble now. Eyes are down. He's running. No, he finds a guy. No, he throws it to no one. Never mind. Incomplete. All right, here comes third and 11. They're showing blitz and they're bringing 5, and here it comes. And Manning throws it away. Was he sacked? Yep, intentional grounding. Arch has done that a few times tonight. All right, they're going to settle for the field goal here. It's going to be a 46-yarder. All right, 10-6. All right, let's pop up, see what's going on. Arizona State and Arizona went scoreless in the first half. Okay. Indiana, they're up 28-3. To be expected, unfortunately. All right, I'm gonna go hit the restroom real quick, which means if you're on the YouTube, I think I'm gonna hit y'all with an ad real quick. I'll be right back. I'm just going to the bathroom. Go, Joe. Did you by chance put what's in the washer in the dryer? And then you can put her thing in and maybe throw like my clothes or your clothes. What's up? I'm trying to find a remote. I'm trying to find a remote. It's right here. Oh. Don't worry. I got you. Oh, you plugged in the lights? You doing okay?
How much longer are you gonna be in there?
Like an hour and a half.
Lily's gonna come over for like a little bit. Lily's gonna come over for a
Okay.
little bit.
All right, I'm back. Whoa. Whoa. And we're going to get we're going to get a return. Watch out. As Bussy's going to go down at about the 22. All right, 1st and 10 here for A&M. And we got a handoff. I think that's EJ Smith. Second and 6. Reed dropping back, gets it out to Craver. It's going to be about 2 to 3 yards short. Oh, nasty hit. All right, 3rd and 2. Showing blitz, Craver in motion. Going deep to Concepcion. Oh, couldn't get under it. 4th and 2. Oh, you got a Texas player down. So good stop by Texas. Oh, that was Colin Simmons down. Oh, that would have been bad. All right, they got, here comes the punt. You got Niblett back there. He could return one. Did it against Oklahoma. And we are fair catch. Down at about the 30. All right. You think, yeah, no, Simmons is going to be a first rounder in 2027. He's probably edge 1. And we're getting a handoff to Wisner here. Good gain. Picking up 6. All right, 2nd and 4. Wisner lined up to the right. And we're going to get another handoff here. And Wisner's got it. Out across the 45. Past midfield down to about the 47 of A&M. Oh, watch out. They found a run game, boys and girls. Fake the handoff again. Going to Wingo. Oh, if he got past that guy, he had some space. Good tackle out there. I think that was by Chapel. Second and 6. Going quick. Hand it off to Wisner. Oh, was ripping off another good one. Picking up 17. Oh, the run game has been found. Let's see if they keep with the run game. Hand off. Oh, nice tackle in the backfield there. Here comes 2nd and 12. Fake the handoff. Arch. Oh, he's going to run. Oh, he's going to go to the end zone. Wide open. Wingo, touchdown. Thought Baxter was going to be better this year. Wasn't he banged up early in the year? Dude, Arch almost overthrew that wide open Wingo. A wide open. There it is. Texas has regained the lead. Oh, he had the ACL tear last year. Yeah, I know he had the ACL. Oh, I guess he was just coming back slow from that. I thought he missed a game or two early this year. There it is. Texas, they have taken the 3-point lead. Dude, Wingo wide open. Almost got missed. Dude, if Arch missed him on that, that would have been rough. All right, A&M, man. Haven't seen the offense move since, well, I mean, to be fair, they only had one drive. I don't know. Maybe we start getting more points in the second half. No, A&M, they could blow the top off of defense at any moment. Wisner's got 113 yards in this game thus far. Woof. Yeah, the offense looking good. Looking good for the Longhorns. I don't think Reed is a great passer, though. I think he's all right. I think he's fine enough. Texas can shut the explosive passes down. If they contain the scramble, Reed is only good when he can run. I disagree with that largely. Here, we could actually go take a gander. I think Reed's a pretty solid passer. Perfect? No. But I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to. I think he's top 20 passer in college football. Let's see. So Marcel Reed, I want to look. How's he been inside a structure? 75.9% adjusted completion percentage. When inside a structure with a average depth of target of 9.5, which is solid. Yeah, no, he's pretty solid inside inside a structure. He doesn't have to just run to be a good passer. And I kind of disagree with Texas' ability to shut off the explosive passes. I think as long as they can continue to get pressure, yeah. But I'm just waiting for that dam to break for Texas. Because I mean, honestly, he had Casey Concepcion. Just it was the pressure forced the throw. If he had time, I think he would have had that to Concepcion. All right, they get a quick pass out to, I think that's Craver. No, that's Concepcion. About a 3-yard. I mean, as long as the offense is moving for Texas, you don't have to hold them all night. All right, 2nd and 7 for A&M here at their own 28. Oh, feels like there was an offside, but no flag. And Reed is going to run with it. He's close to a first. He's going to be just a yard short. I felt like Texas jumped offside, but no flag. Maybe that was just well timed. Here comes 3rd and 1. And we're going to get a timeout here by A&M. Here, I want to look at explosive plays Texas's defense may have given up this year. I'm not saying they're like dog water. I'm not saying they're like Tennessee's secondary right now. But I do think they've been occasionally they have given up the explosive play. And we got what? 43-yarder here, 60, 67, 55, 62. Let's see. They've allowed 48 explosive plays this year, which was the 15th lowest total in the FBS. Okay. How many? Okay, but I want to know passing. How many? Okay, so of the 48 explosive plays this year, which explosive play is defined as a rush of 10 or more yards or a pass of 15 or more. Oh, excuse me, 20 yards or more. Of the 48 explosive plays Texas has given up, 37 of those have come via the passing game. Okay. That makes okay. There we go. There we go. We don't have great athletes in the secondary. Yeah, but you could typically hide lack of athleticism with a good pass rush, and I think they got a really good pass rush there. As long as they can keep getting pressure on Reed and being able to contain what he can do on the ground, I think they're probably in good shape. But I'm just waiting for that one dam breaker, you know? Even if Texas wins, I doubt they make the playoff. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. I think a lot of it's going to have to fall on how, because I mean, beating A&M, that's a better win than most of, if not all of the 2-win teams in college football. You would probably have Texas jump Oklahoma, who is the top 2-loss team. They run it. Owen getting a nice chunk of yards, keeping the legs driving, first down. So if Oklahoma's your top 2-loss team, I think you could. There's a world where you have Texas jump Oklahoma, and I mean that in all honesty. They have the head-to-head. They have the best win, which would be A&M. Well, to be fair, Oklahoma having Alabama's kind of really good. Another handoff here for about 3. I think there's a shot Texas gets in here, maybe in this 8-9 with a win tonight. But I feel like you have to make Alabama that 10, and then you keep Notre Dame and Miami out. That would be hot. That would be a hot take. Yeah, no, I still think there's a world and Texas gets into the playoff. Another handoff here. And that's Ruben Owens picking up about 5. It's going to be a 3rd and 1. Notre Dame at 9 doesn't make sense to me. BYU and Miami deserve to be in if they win. BYU, I think with that's the problem. I don't think you could justify Texas over a 2-loss team. I don't think you can make that same justification for 1-loss BYU, even if their best win is what, Utah? I think BYU's out regardless. Outside of, nice stop by Texas. Goes for no yards. Oh, you got to think about this. You got to think about going for this. But I think if Texas wins tonight, it gives BYU life, because how are you going to justify putting in 3-loss Texas to 1-loss BYU? Well, the schedule, but it's like, I think that comes into play if they're separated by 1 loss, but 2? That's tough, man. All right, they are going for it on 4th. And are we getting another timeout? No, this is a Texas timeout. Oh, Omar Cooper had a nasty touch, dude. I'm the biggest Omar Cooper mark there is. I don't think they will jump Oklahoma because they already said they are taking into account OU's broken thumb or OU's broken thumb. Oh, the QB's broken thumb. Yeah, you can take that into account, but how much does that change the game? They lost by like 20. Oh, by the way, yeah. What up, Wade? No, false start. A&M. Oh yeah, I meant to go. Sorry, I got a message I had to respond to. I forgot to go look at the Omar Cooper clip. All right, here comes the punt. Ooh, fair catch interference? Nope, don't think he touched him. Okay. Just him breaking ankles as always. Yeah. What up, brother? How's the family? Was great. Great Thanksgiving. Hopefully you had a good Thanksgiving as well. All right, here we go. So we got the deep pass. He's created a lot of separation. Little underthrow. Oh my gosh. Dude, I like that. I like that clip. Ball a little underthrown, catches it, throws one guy off. Oh my gosh, dude. What was that? 3 stiff arms for a tutty? I love it. Runs going nowhere. Maybe they lose a yard on that. It's going to set up 2nd and 11, maybe 2nd and 10 if he got back. But I'm telling you guys, we're heading into a lot of chaos Tuesday when the college football committee sends out those rankings, because that's not a lot, at least in theory, should change, because they've said it themselves. Conference champions, conference championship games. Teams will not be penalized for playing an extra game and losing in that conference championship game. Nice grab by Livingstone. It's going to be a 1st down. Honestly, Texas A&M losing this game, Texas winning this game, I think works to BYU's favor. Because dude, in what world are you gonna in what world are you gonna say 1 loss BYU doesn't get into the playoff, but 3 loss Texas does? I think if it was like 2 loss BYU and 3 loss Texas, sure, make the case. Was there a fumble? Oh, fumbled out of bounds. Oh no fumble. Never mind. I thought there was. Oh, I guess it bounced out of his hands. Okay. I thought there was a fumble. Oh yeah, ball popped out and he got it back. Okay. Because you're not saying this about like it's not like BYU is a group of 4 team. You are just going to be showing your own bias if you look at a one loss Power 4 team and say, no, we're going to put this 3-loss Power 4 team ahead of you instead. And you're not going to make the playoff at all. That's just no. Their one loss is Texas Tech. Best win is Utah, ranked team. All right, Arch is dropping back. He's going over the middle. He's got a guy. It's the tight end. Is that Endries? Endries down to the 30, the 20, the 10, the 5. Oh, he's down at about the 3. Endries coming alive late in the year, by the way. "54-yard reception." Ugh. Not looking good for A&M. Oh, coverage bust. Man, that's the end of the third. Oh, man, if they go up 10. Man, if y'all want real chaos, have A&M lose, have Ohio State lose, and watch the world burn to the ground. Because there's no way you leave out 2-loss Michigan with a win over Ohio State. In no world. Jordan Tyson isn't doing anything in the Arizona State game. Yeah, but how good has Jeff Sims been? Oh, yeah. Ohio State would definitely be in. Yeah, Ohio State's still, Ohio State's in regardless. I'm just saying, Michigan now, there's no way you leave out Michigan. Michigan would jump all these 2-loss teams. Easy. Because, dude, let's look at that. That would be crazy. So, essentially, in my mind, Ohio State, Indiana, A&M, Georgia, and Ole Miss, they've all cemented their spot. They're going to the national, or they're going to the college football playoff. Texas Tech needs to seal the deal. I am curious if they end up losing the Big 12 championship game, though I don't think that'll be the case. If they lose the Big 12 championship game, does that knock them out of it? I don't know. It depends on what the final playoff or not final, but it depends on what the college football committee has. Because they said they're not penalizing teams that lose in the conference championship game. But now you're going to have to include BYU and Texas Tech. I don't even want to think about a world like that right now, because that just makes my brain hurt. So let's say Tech wins. Oregon, I feel likely to win. But I think there's a case if they lose to Washington tomorrow, I think that might be a case for them not to make the playoff. Michigan would be the best 2-loss team. So they jump here to 8. Oklahoma, Alabama. I mean, the way things are going right now, I think Alabama is in with the win. I mean, dude, if they lose to Auburn, they're just out. They're just out. So no need to really go over that type of world right now. But it's like BYU. What do you do with BYU? Because you have the ACC champion and the group of 5 eating up 2 spots here. And Texas having the best win. Do you put Texas? I think you might put Texas above Oklahoma. But Oklahoma also has a win against Alabama. Then in this case, Alabama outside looking in. Notre Dame, Miami. I think there might be a shot. Notre Dame, Miami just get left out because it's like, you know what? Your head-to-head doesn't even matter. We're not even going to go down this road. Sorry. Dude, college football playoffs about to be nuts. Not even the playoff itself. Just, touchdown, Texas! What was that, like a little tight end around? Too easy. No. Oregon, I think if they lose, I think there's a chance if they lose, they're on the outside looking out. Because then for Oregon, their best win ends up being USC, right? Oklahoma's got better wins. Bama, if they're 2 loss, they have better wins. Texas has better wins. And they actually faced Ohio State. You didn't, Oregon. Texas is already out with 3 losses. Sorry to disappoint. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's necessarily true. It might end up being the case, but I don't think that's a lock. If you think the college football committee wants to leave Texas out, I think you're gravely mistaken. I mean, we're here talking, if Texas wins this game, do they jump a 1-loss BYU squad? I don't think they should, but I'm also not the committee. Oh, we got a short kick here. This Bussy's going to bring it out to about the 28. All right, so man, Texas has really opened up this half. They have 160 more yards than A&M this half. Woof. All right, Reed's dropping back. He's going to dump it out to Owen. Out of the backfield, picks up about 4. It's going to be 2nd and 7 officially. Second and 7 for the Longhorns. We got a handoff here to Owens. It's going to set up a 3rd and 4. Staying on for the... No, I'm not staying on for the Arizona State game. Do I literally... Let me ask you this, Spartan. Do I literally record... Do I do a stream for every ranked game? That's why I did Georgia Tech earlier. Oh, wait, I didn't. All right, Reed, drop him back. He's going to dump it out of the backfield to Owen, who's tripped up. And he's a yard short. Tripped up. Oh. Yeah, I say I stream ranked games. I didn't say I stream every ranked game. All right, they're out there going for it. Let's go. Are they trying to get? I think they're trying to get him to come off sides. Yeah, they're trying to draw him offside. Yeah, nope. They're going to take the penalty and they're going to kick. Yeah, you want to talk about disingenuous dialogue? You want to talk about an unfaithful actor? Spartan, why do you like shifting my words, bro? Bro, oh my gosh, dude. Can't sorry, buddy. Sorry. You're you might as well just type out, ban me from the chat. Put me in timeout. All right, here comes the punt. We are going to get a return from Niblet. Oh, he cuts it upfield out to about the 34. Dude, you're not having football discourse. Stop. That's not football discourse. We're talking about what games I stream and what games I don't. That's not football discourse. Oh. Oh, if you want to mess with someone, I'm sure there's other streams you can mess with, bro. I'm not streaming because I want to be annoyed. If you want to have football discourse, then you tell me Alabama deserved to be in the college football playoff over Florida State, because there's legitimate discourse that could happen with that. Asking me, oh, why aren't you streaming this ranked game? Oh, I thought you streamed ranked games. That's what you said. Blah blah blah. That's just being a spoiled brat. That's just you getting coal for Christmas. If I was making a list and checking it twice, you would be on the naughty list. Oh, I'm screwing around. Kind of, sort of. All right. Dude, this is why I didn't bet Purdue. It's like, man, that's a lot of points, 28.5. But I know Indiana, and look, 49-3. Ooh. I think Purdue, they didn't cover last week either. Didn't Washington bend them over? Yeah, 49-13. Yeah. But hey, Purdue had a nice run of covering. They covered the Ohio State game. I think that was minus 34.5. This one was like minus 16. Covered that. Well, I guess plus 16.5. Yeah, they've kind of been a covering machine as the underdog. Oh, John says it's disappointing for Texas to be this bad, given that they are all oil royalties flowing more than any other school in the country. Most of the big schools in Texas get oil royalties. Okay, but they've not been bad. Let's not act like they. I think they've been a average to above average Power 4 squad. I mean, if we take that Florida loss away from Texas, then we're talking about, we're not even having the conversation if Texas was bad this year. That wouldn't be the conversation. Oh, of course they lost to like Georgia and Ohio State. Those are like the tippiest of the top tiers. They had one game where they stumbled. A lot of teams have that game. No, I don't scout high school. If you're not draft eligible for the NFL, you're practically dead to me. Can you imagine how much tape watching that would have to consist of? Golly. And if we're being honest, when it comes to high school scouting, you're really just looking for freakish athletes. Second and 9. We're going to get another handoff here. Good stop by A&M. They meet them in the backfield. Going to set up 3rd and 12. With an A&M loss, who plays in the SEC championship? Let's take a look at the scenarios. SEC championship game scenarios. So Bama is winning, you're in. Right now with an A&M loss, A&M can still make it. No, they can't. If A&M, oh, that was close to an offsides. Oh, man, and nailed. Rocked ball just out of the reach of Mosley. I thought that may have been an offside. So A&M needed Ole Miss to lose and Bama to lose if they were going to lose this game. So Georgia's in. So Georgia clinches with an A&M loss. Ole Miss is in with. So you get Alabama, Georgia if Ole Miss loses and Bama wins. If Bama loses, it's Georgia, Ole Miss. So right now, it's looking like if this Georgia clinches with an A&M loss. And then tomorrow, if Bama wins, they're in. If they lose, it's Ole Miss. So that's the scenario we're looking at right now. I do think Bama wins tomorrow. I think they probably win by more than one score, too. No, A&M, if losing and they're out of the this is the SEC championship game we're talking about. I think A&M has basically clinched the college football playoff. Bama, Notre Dame, I get if people think they're overrated. I think they're good, but I don't want to call them overrated because honestly, I don't think they're that far from like a team like Oregon. Alabama, the problem with Alabama, they have left so much on the field. I don't think they've yet to play their best game. The problem is, when is that game coming? I think it has to come tomorrow. Well, not necessarily. If they win, if they have their best game in the SEC championship, then okay, cool. Maybe they can make a run. But Bama has left so much on the field. Some of these games they had, like Tennessee and such, could have been much bigger wins. Missouri could have been a bigger win, but they let that team stay in it. And Georgia, I thought Georgia was starting to trend in the right direction, and then they went back to old Georgia. They started slow. I thought, oh, wow, look at this Mississippi State game. They started fast. Maybe Georgia's finding their footing. And I thought they were going to be a hot team heading into the playoff, but Dude, they started slow against Georgia Tech, and they just could never get their freaking foot in. They essentially limped to victory. I don't think they played their best game against Georgia. It was a good game, but I also don't think Georgia was playing their best football then either. Dude, if you watched the Tennessee game, I don't care if it was a big win. That win should have been much bigger. Because there were times where it's like, oh, Tennessee could get themselves back into this ball game. Because dude, go to the LSU game. Bama doesn't put teams away. They have not played their best football this year. And will they ever? I don't know. The only team I have faith in right now is Ohio State. All right, Reed scrambling. He throws it. He's hit as he throws, and it falls incomplete. Dude, Oklahoma locked down Joey Aguilar. Oklahoma, great defense, though. Dude, I don't know what to tell you. If you think Alabama didn't leave points on the board against Tennessee, then I don't know what game you were watching. Oh, over it throws, but Bussy was able to pull that sucker down. It's going to set up a 3rd and 6. Honestly, I think most SEC teams are getting rolled come playoffs, just like last year. I don't think that's true. Oh, he gets it. Good catch by... That's Bethel Roman with the catch. Bama and OU both struggle to get... Well, okay, I'm not going to... Oh, penalty on A&M. They called pass interference on Bethel Roman. Woof. I'm not going to say Bama. I don't think Bama struggled against Tennessee. Oklahoma, their defense didn't struggle. And that's Oklahoma's game right now. Their offense is so... I don't know if Mateer's ever going to look like he did prior to the injury. We haven't seen that from Mateer yet. That's just who Oklahoma is. We're going to grind you out. Our defense is going to hold you to under 20 points, and we're going to be good. Oh, Reed. What a run. Almost had a face mask there. I think he grabbed the helmet. Oh, are they calling face mask? So I saw the head jerk. I couldn't tell if it was a face mask. Yep, they're calling the face mask. First down. I just think a lot, if not all the teams in the SEC are on par with all the other teams that aren't Ohio State. I think Indiana is legit the second best team in the country. I'm willing to buy in on Indiana right now. I'm willing to buy in on them. And then I think you got just a bungle mess of all these. Yeah, they're playoff caliber, but I don't know if they're championship caliber. Misses the tight end, but it was really good coverage. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Yeah, Mateer before... Well, okay, I don't think it's going to ruin Mateer's career. I bet you if he returns, healthy offseason, get healthy, he's going to look great next year. I just think this is the Mateer we get. I mean, shoot, honestly, I'm curious to see how he looks after rest between the end of the regular season to the playoffs. Oh, he finds a tight end. They're inside the 15. I'm a little biased, but I don't think a single SEC team is beating the Ducks. Well, the problem for Oregon, we got a touchdown. Is that EJ Smith? That's Emmett's boy. Back to a 3-point ball game. The problem for Oregon is only their first game in the playoffs is going to be a home game. And then we're going to be doing neutral site games. I don't think Oregon's much better than a team like Alabama or Georgia or A&M. I think a team like Oklahoma is going to give Oregon some problems. I have not been to any football games this year. No. I've been to the Senior Bowl. Does that count? Kind of hard to go to games when I'm here streaming. Like, okay. Let's take a look at this. All right. So, hey, ASU, they're up 7-3. Okay. So, Ohio State, they're in a tier by themselves. I would then put Indiana in a sub tier. I'm right now, I don't know if they are in the next tier below or if they're close enough to Ohio State. And then I would throw A&M, Georgia, Oregon, Ole Miss, Alabama, Notre Dame, all in the same tier. I'd be willing to throw Vandy in there if I'm being honest. And Texas Tech, man, I got questions about. I got to see them play someone that's not a Big 12 team. I would put Texas Tech and Miami kind of in a next tier. I might throw Michigan in there. I think Texas belongs with like the A&Ms, the Georgias. I would put USC in Miami's tier. I don't know. That's how it breaks down to me. I think that's fair. Like, let's say Ohio State isn't nearly as good as, I don't want to say we, but at least I think they are. Dude, then Ohio State, Indiana, A&M, Georgia. I could see Oregon, Ole Miss, Alabama. Again, they haven't played their best football yet. Texas. I think I'm willing to put Vandy there too. I think there's 9. If Ohio State's not as good as we think they are, I would say there's 9 teams that can win the national championship. And then I would throw like USC, Michigan, Miami, and Texas Tech kind of in a same tier. Maybe that's ignorant of me. I don't know. What if Bama's coach? I don't think Kalen DeBoer is leaving Alabama. I don't see it. BYU plays hard, but I don't think they just don't have the talent of the other teams. What if Ole Miss coach left for Bama? Why would he leave for Bama? Kalen DeBoer's at Bama. Miami won't make the 12 because of the group of 5. I think Miami should make the 12. They should be in over Notre Dame. Or else you're just saying head-to-head means nothing. Yeah, I'm leaning towards Lane Kiffin staying. I'm very intrigued, though. I think LSU is a good job. a really good job. I've heard Smoke DeBoer wants out of Bama, bro. He wants to go to Penn State, I'm hearing. Okay. I mean, I doubt it. But I mean, hey, sometimes stuff like that crap happens. So who knows? Whoa, penalty on A&M? Dang, ball's out to the 37. Oh, that's great field position for Texas. Oh, I like the Georgia Tech head coach. Brent Key? Yeah. I don't know if he's going to leave. He kind of feels like a diehard for Georgia Tech, but I would love to see him get a job at a better Power 4 school. Manning gets it to his tight end Andrews, who's out across the 45 down to about the 41, 42. Who wins the SEC this year? Who the hell knows, dude? I lean Georgia. I would have felt better if Georgia actually looked good against Tech today, though. Miami has to beat Pitt. Going to be tough task for them. Oh, dude, no, Miami doesn't just have. Listen, if we're talking about what the college football committee is going to do, Miami has to beat Pitt by 20 or more. If this is what I would do, what has Miami has the head-to-head on Notre Dame. Granted, Notre Dame, they have looked like the better team thus far. But any given Sunday, you don't know how these teams will perform week to week necessarily, especially with the parity we have in college football. Teams could come in and lay an egg any given week. But instead of having to like interpret like, well, I think this team's playing better. They're not the same team that they were. Oh, nice catch by the running back. That was Baxter that brought it in. Juggled it, but that was pretty good. Ball placement's been pretty off on Arch thus far this game. Anyway, you shouldn't leave things to interpretation. You have teams with clear resumes. Use the resume. Screw the eye test. What did they do on paper? Oh, offsides. Offsides. That's going to be against A&M. Setting up a 3rd and 3. Knowledge. Also, Brian Daboll is a name to watch in college. Yeah. Earlier in the stream, I said if I was Tennessee, I would be looking at him for my as a potential head coaching candidate. He was Bama's OC before. I'm hearing his name at Penn State. Anania. Oh, handoff. Oh, no handoff. No, Arch keeps it. And he's in there. Touchdown. Oh, man. A&M's defense is falling apart in this second half. Anyway, yeah, I would much rather see Miami get an at-large bid versus a Tulane or a BYU or North Texas. Yeah, but I mean, they have those group of 5 bids for a reason. If I'm being real with you, I'd rather see 2 group of 5 teams get in it over whoever the ACC champion's going to be. I would rather see James Madison or Tulane and North Texas all get in over what is it going to be like SMU, maybe Georgia Tech. I think Georgia Tech needs help tomorrow though to get in. Because it's going to be Virginia SMU. I think that's the most likely one. If Texas wins this game and OU loses to LSU, you put in Texas or Oklahoma. Well, it doesn't matter who I'm putting in. I think the committee, since there's only one loss separating them, Texas has the head-to-head. I think you don't even need to talk about if Oklahoma loses. I think there's an argument even if Oklahoma beats LSU. A&M, great win, beat A&M, best win, better win than anything Oklahoma has. Oklahoma has a win over Alabama. Texas has the head-to-head. I think there might be a case for Texas over Oklahoma, even if Oklahoma ends the year 10-2. Again, I'm trying to think like the playoff committee. I don't know if I would do it. I would have to think about it, though. Texas A&M needs to turn it on. Yep, they do. And now the offense has to score quick. You're running out of time. You're down 2 scores. Oh, Noah, you were gone? Arch Manning just ran it for like 50 yards for a touchdown. I think Illinois would win the Big 12. Oh, I don't think so. 3 losses versus 1s, Ohio State, Indiana, and Washington. 3 Washington, who was in the top. Oh, you're talking about the last few years. Oh, I got you. Yeah, but Illinois has got some bad losses. What, they're currently 7-4? Reed dumps it to the tight end, who's going to be like a half a yard short of the first down. Oh, they lost to Washington last week. Washington's been not last week, excuse me. They lost to Wisconsin last week, but they did have a loss to Washington. Yeah, dude, no, I don't see Illinois beating Texas Tech. I think they could be competitive against teams like Utah and BYU. I don't see them being Texas Tech. You know what's the sad thing in all this? You're 10-2 Utah, and you are essentially, I don't think you're even in the discussion. You're 10-2 Utah. No one's talking about you potentially making the college football playoff. Or at least they're good. Yeah, no, they won. They beat Kansas State, so they're 10-2. Yeah. No lie, I missed the Wisconsin game. Hey, that's fair. Hey, dude, at the beginning of the year, I had Illinois at 10-2 making the playoff. That was my prediction. Didn't happen. I also thought Kansas State might win the Big 12. To be fair, I had Texas Tech in the run-in. I think I had, let me look at I want to take a quick look at what my rankings were at the beginning of the year. Because, dude, Clemson and Penn State being trash for what we expected. I'm not going to lie. Definitely hurt my projections. All right, here we go. Because I think I had, yeah. All right, so my top 5, I have Georgia, Oregon, Texas, Penn State, and then Clemson. Of my top 10, I got Ohio State, Notre Dame, Alabama, Kansas State, Illinois. Woof. So what? So 1, 2, 3, 4 of my top 10 at the beginning of the year. And again, this was I went through and I projected the whole season. Oh, I guess they're giving A&M the first. Okay. So 4 of the teams I had in the top 10 are still in the top 10. Texas is a team that's in the top 25, just not the top 10 I had in there. And then the other 5, I don't even think are ranked. Yeah, they're not even ranked. I had Oklahoma at 11. Cool. I had LSU at 12. They fell apart. Oh, gets it to Concepcion. They're down at the Texas 47. I had Arizona State at 13. They're at like 20. I thought Boise might had a chance to be the group of 5. I was between them and Tulane, funny enough. I think I had James Madison pretty high too. As far as teams from the group of 5. Yeah, Tulane was at 25 for me. I have Utah 24, SMU at 23. Iowa State's kind of had a late season collapse. They were my 22. Indiana was 21. Get them at 2. Miami was 20. Michigan 19. USC 18. Oh, gets it to, I believe that's Bethel, number 3. Bethel Roman. South Carolina, Florida, those were disappointments. I had 17, 16. Texas Tech was my 15. So not at all bad. I had A&M at 27. I thought they might go 8-4. They had some close calls this year. All right, gets it to the tight end, picking up a couple of yards there. They're now at the Texas 33. Georgia Tech was 29 for me. I thought they were 8-4, to be fair. They've kind of played like an 8-4 team. I mean, if you look at that Wake Forest game, they probably should have been 9-3. Tennessee, I had 8-4. That might happen with the Vandy loss. I don't think I was completely off. All right, Reed, he's going to run with it. Oh, he's about a yard short. It's going to be 3rd and 1. Illinois was 16 to end the year. Bama 17. Just got to let Coach Brett keep developing. Yeah, no, Illinois has got a good coach. And we got a good run here. EJ Smith. This is my second time I'm going to say it. Son of Emmitt Smith, by the way. Arizona State's administrators are awful. They promote stuff resembling their mascot. Oh, I can imagine. I know. I just live south of Tempe, so I get it. All right, Reed's dropping back. Here comes pressure. He goes over the middle, and it's intercepted. And that's Michael Taff coming in with the... Dude, Reed was hit low, too. He was hit low. I'm not saying it's like roughing the passer. I'm not saying it's rough pass. I'm just saying it was hit low for a guy that had an ankle injury earlier. First time we get the turnover kazoo tonight. Was it roughing the passer? Let's take a look. I know he was hit low. No, he was hit around the waist. He just traveled. He traveled from the thighs down. Yeah, no. And he was kind of tossed into it. I don't think that's roughing the passer. All right, handoff. Oh, almost a safety. Dude, talk about if they get a safety here. Oh, all right, A&M calls a timeout with 3:33 left to go. Brian Kelly, would you trust him if you ran? No, I would never hire Brian Kelly as a head coach for my school. There's better options out there for one. Well, when do we know finalized who is in the playoffs? Selection Sunday, December 7th, the day after the conference championship games. Technically, this Tuesday, December 2nd, should be a big indicator of who's going to the playoff. Because again, this is the committee's words, which I don't disagree with. Teams that are playing for their conference title game should not be penalized for playing in their conference title game. So those losses aren't going to matter hardly. Blah, blah, blah. This is kind of big for Texas, though. You got to be pulling for Bama loss. I don't think you're going to get Miami or Notre Dame losing. I don't think you're going to get BYU losing. I don't want to. Yeah, let's just look at the two loss. You're not going to get Notre Dame. They got Stanford. I think there's a shot that Texas jumps Vandy and Oklahoma. They have head-to-head wins over both Vandy and Oklahoma. They have a better win in this Texas A&M than Oklahoma and Vandy. And I mean, if you're jumping Oklahoma, then you're jumping Notre Dame, you're jumping Miami. I think there's a world where the college football committee legitimately will consider Texas a part of that 10. And I say 10 because you're going to get an ACC and a group of 5 team in. The problem is, how do you justify a 3-loss Power 4 school jumping a 1-loss Power 4 school? Because by that, there's no world where, but we had a tough schedule. It's like, yeah, you could maybe take that in consideration if there's a separation of 1 loss, but 2? Michigan should never have been put above Texas. Well, let's wait. Let's see if Michigan could pull the upset tomorrow. Listen, there is an oncoming disaster. I say disaster to where we could be seeing a lot of these teams, these 2-loss teams, miss out. All right, Concepcion with the return. He gets to about the 44, the Texas 44. So that's good field position. No timeouts. Have to score quick. Probably if you get the minute you feel like you're in field goal position, you take it and you kick the onside. You want to score as quick as possible. So you're probably looking field goal position, make the kick, go for the onside kick. Or do you just be like, no, let's make this our touchdown drive, and then we'll worry about the onside kick later. Yeah, I did see the Bears beat the Eagles. Wild. Bears 9-3. Nuts. They don't feel like a 9-3 team, if I'm being honest. Dude, he throws another pick. He forced it. Dude, he looked down Cravers that whole freaking way. Yeah, I get that the Bears have been hurt. There's a flag. Heisman gone. Oh, dude. Reed was, I think at best, maybe. Okay, unsportsmanlike conduct, whatever. I think Diego Pavia should have been ahead of Reed. Reed's been playing really good football this year. Let's not take anything away from him. But I think part of him being, I guess, a part of like, he might be there with Fernando Mendoza or oh gosh, why am I blinking? Julian Sayin, Jeremiah Love was probably because, well, they were undefeated. I'm starting to think Texas A&M is losing on purpose for seeding. I doubt it. No, you're right. No, after the South Carolina game, he was getting some play. I'm just saying I would have had because okay, so where he was probably his odds we're on par with like Diego Pavia. I would have had Pavia ahead of him. I mean, if you want to talk about who I think should be front run, like I think we should be talking about Jeremiah Love. I think we should be talking about Julian saying I think I might put Diego Pavia ahead of Fernando Mendoza. Oh, dude, yeah, I saw Ben Johnson ripping his shirt off. All right, 2 minutes to go. Big win. I'm telling you, man, Texas ain't out of this. Boy, what did I say? I'm so glad. I bet Texas money line, but in my parlay, I took Texas A&M minus 2.5. I was that confident in not being confident for this game that I was like, okay, I'll put A&M. I'm leaning A&M minus 2.5. I'll put that in my parlay, but I'm gonna bet Texas money line. Oh, that's so funny. Ahmed Hardy has more yards than Love. Yep, and look at the competition he's done it against. Look at the games he's gone off against. Then again, you could argue Love is not playing great competition either. Yep. Ooh, Arizona's up 10-7 on Arizona State. I may have bet on Arizona State money line. All right, let's do this. I'm going to go by position because I'm pretty sure Hardy, anytime they face like a top 25 team, he's been held to like 50 to 70 yards. Hey, and don't get me wrong, I freaking love Ahmed Hardy. I remember when I was going through guys I should watch this summer, he made the list until I found out he wasn't eligible for this draft class. So if you want to talk about big mark for Hardy, I'm your guy. Let's see. Oh, dude, but forget rushing yards. Look at the receiving yards. Love has 274 receiving yards to Ahmed Hardy's 22. If you want to talk about total touchdowns, what Love has, how many total touchdowns? Love has 20. Ahmed Hardy has 15. Has 15. That sounds horrible. What just happened outside my door? Let's see. Okay, Hardy had over 100 yards against A&M. That's legit. But his big, yeah, what? 52 against Alabama, 58 against Auburn. Don't joke. Auburn's a really good defense. 97 against Vandy's not bad. Then Oklahoma 57. Jeremiah Love. I mean, you could argue Love's just had like these big games, but also, I mean, we're talking about games where he gets 13, 8 carries. Oh, Wisner ripping off a big run. Out past midfield, slides down. Yeah, that's your game. Dude, Guadalupe, I sent you a link in the comment. I literally talked about maybe 6 minutes on Devin Marshall from NC State. He's in the thumbnail. I don't know what to tell you, Guadalupe. Watch my videos. If we didn't lose to Florida, we're a top 10 team. But you did lose to Florida. If fishes were wishes, Texas would be in the Gulf of America. Texas would beat most 2-loss teams. Come on. That's real back. That's real back. Texas has been just as inconsistent as as a lot of these 2-loss teams. Let's not act like, oh, they would absolutely beat some of these teams. Georgia makes the title game and wins. I wonder. No. Listen, guys. If Alabama, if you're talking about a scenario where Alabama makes the SEC title game and loses and they don't get in, no team's ever going to want to play for the SEC, play for a conference title again. You're going to penalize us for playing an extra game because we earned the right to compete for our conference championship. No. Listen, guys. Unless Bama loses to Auburn, they're in. A&M's in. Alabama, if they beat Auburn, they're in. Ole Miss, in. Georgia, in. Oklahoma, I think for the most part, they're probably in. They beat Bama. Their top end's much better than any 2-loss. Well, yeah, how often do we see Texas's top end? Riddle me that. How often have we seen Texas's top end this year? I don't know. Let's take a quick gander. We didn't see their top end against Ohio State. To be fair, I think neither team played a good game. It was opening weekend. Who cares? Didn't see the top end against Florida. Yeah, I would argue maybe it showed up against Oklahoma, but I think that was just more Oklahoma material. Offense was just terrible. Didn't see the top end against Kentucky, Mississippi State. We saw the top end for 3 quarters against Vandy, and then the fourth quarter happened. Didn't show up against Texas. Cool. You played really well against Arkansas. I've just been making the case for Texas to make the playoff all night. Let's not push it and say they would beat most of these 2-loss teams. No, they would be, I think they're in the same tier. They would be competitive with these 2-loss teams. I'm not going to act like they're better. No. In what world do you have faith Texas is a guarantee to beat an Oregon, to beat who else we got here? Alabama, Ole Miss. Oh, I could just look at this. I don't even think they're guaranteed to beat Oklahoma again. I think all these teams are really on the same tier. They're on par with one another. Oh, I'm saying you lost to the conference champion, not who they played against. Wait, what? Hold on. If Georgia makes the title game and wins, I wonder if that helps Texas. Oh, I get what you're saying. No, I don't know. Because if Texas played Georgia closer, and I know that there was, early in the second half, Texas brought it in with striking distance, but then Georgia just ran away. It was never a game from there on out. So I don't think that anything about that Georgia loss works in Texas's favor outside of, we lost to the SEC champions. If Vandy beats Tennessee, what has to happen for them to make it, dude? I just don't see the college football committee. I don't think the college football committee likes Vandy. Texas against Vandy for first 3 quarters beats any 2-loss team. Okay, that we're saying, Texas at their best can beat any 2-loss team. Dude, if we're talking about Oregon at their best, that game's right on par, bro. I don't think Texas is necessarily out. I think Texas has a chance. Thanks for the stream. Hey, no problem, Noah. Yeah, no, all I'm saying, I think we could throw out all these different kinds of theories, and I don't think any of them are necessarily headed in the wrong direction. I think there's about to be a lot of chaos that's going to ensue after Saturday night wraps up. And I think there's a good chance we're going to see multiple teams that feel like they have good cases to make the playoff and probably do miss the playoff. And I solely blame the ACC. Oh, Oregon has one loss, not two. Yeah. No, yeah, I feel you. I brought up Oregon just because I think they're in the same tier. It's time for Notre Dame to join a conference. They're not going to, though. They won't. Until not being in a conference costs them from making the college football playoff, they're not joining a conference. Like, what incentive do they have to join a conference? It's worked in their favor not playing in a conference. They have no incentive to have to join a conference. Sleeping on Oregon is a mistake. I'm not sleeping on Oregon. I literally just on stream here said, or like if Ohio State is not as good as we think they are, then they're among the 8 to 9 teams I think can win the national championship. I'm not sleeping on Oregon. I have been an Oregon defender for most of the season. When it comes to a 2-conference sport, then Notre Dame will have to pick the Big Ten. I don't. If you're trying to apply college football as a 2-conference sport, I don't disagree that the SEC and the Big Ten are the best conferences, but with automatic bids for 3 other conferences, I think makes it not a 2-conference sport. But if your argument is like the ACC is a joke, no, the ACC is just competitive and they're filled with middle to above average teams. Yeah, no, yeah. In terms of like, if we're talking about like talent, yeah, and it's all SEC Big Ten. There's no conversation. It's kind of a down year for the ACC. Clemson was supposed to be good. They suck. At least by what our expectation was. I think Miami's a good team. I honestly think they're the best team in the ACC. It is what it is. The Pac-12 still has like 2 teams in it, I think. Yeah, next year they're gonna have the Pac-12 will be. I don't know if it's still called the Pac-12, but it's gonna be an 8-conference. They're 8-team conference. All right, well that's it for me, guys. I'm gonna go ahead head out. I'll be back tomorrow morning. We're gonna be doing Ohio State, Michigan. Golly, man, this is going to be a very hectic week of college football. And honestly, until we're not going to really have good answers about what's going to transpire as far as who makes it until Tuesday. So buckle up, man. This is about to be a crazy ride. But thanks for hanging out with me. And as always, until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.